What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Quantum Esports Series. We have the split finals for you guys here today. The split finals, ladies and gentlemen. And you might notice it's not just me here today, but also another caster. We got F. Dot. Hey, why are you looking around, man? It's you I'm talking about, brother. It's you I'm talking about. What's going on, man?
What's good, friends?
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited because I'm not going to be solo casting this event this time. You're going to be here as well, and we're going to get this one underway here as soon as possible. I'm really excited. This is the $10,000 Quantum Esports Series powered by the United States Space Force. So, F. Dot, you weren't here the previous weeks, but we've had 4 weeks of action leading up until this point. And right now we have the quarterfinals between Gentleman and Kerchoxes, which I'm really excited for because this is going to be a banger matchup between two teams who have played fantastic throughout the entire Swiss stage, I should say, this entire time. So I'm very excited to get this one underway, man.
Hell yeah. And listen, I know me Rocket League, but I don't know these teams. So I'm going to be picking your brain as we jump on in here. We took 16. We went from 16.
Underway here really soon. Yep, here we go. Let's get this one started, man. All right, so this is a big matchup here, F. Dot. I'm excited for this one. The players on both teams are all semi-professional players. So in my opinion, I think the best player on the Kerchoxes lineup is going to be Noxus, and the best player on what's it called? Gosh, I can't remember their name now. Oh, Gentleman. That's right. Gentleman is G-Man. So G-Man is a very high-level player. I believe he's made RLCS main event multiple times as well. Creed is also a very high-level player. And then their third man as well is also a very high-level player. So this is like, if you're familiar with RL 6-man's rankings, a lot of rank A and rank X players in this lobby right now in the quarterfinals. So it'll be a really good matchup.
Yeah, I mean, the talent is here for sure. You know, I opened up as a liar, y'all. I said I know Rocket League, but not these players. I casted Noxus in the CRL for years and years. This guy knows what he's doing. Absolutely a pleasure to watch on the stick. So, okay, we got some real action here, man, and I'm kind of amped for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it as well. We got a big goal from G-Man to open up the scoring here in game number 1. That's a really good play. G-Man slotting that one top corner, and a great pass as well from Creed to get it by 2 players. That was a really well-worked play into the back of the net to start off this series.
Yeah, nice setup off the backside as well. So we got to find a way for Kerchoxes to get back on in here real quick, and it's not going to happen. Hangs a Yeti shows up and kind of just does it by himself. Make sure to grab the boost on the right-hand side and just receives the pass. I call that clocking in, clocking out, man. You just got
clocking in, clocking out. That's right. I believe his name is actually Anxiety. I know I got tripped up on that one. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, my bad, Anxiety.
It's all good. It's all good. I played all these lads in ranked for many years. I know all of them very well. So these players are all very high level players. I'm excited to see how this series fares. But this is a best of 7, and we're only in game number 1 now. So 2-0 for Gentlemen is going to be a good start for them. But We're going to see how Kerchoxes can fare because they are one of the better teams in this tournament. Can they bring this back? Only time will tell, but let's get a little bit of a prediction. Who do you think is going to win this series, F-Dot? I know you're not too familiar with the team so far, but what are you thinking after seeing about 2 minutes of gameplay?
Well, right now, I think I get to cheat, because it's 3-0 for the gentlemen, so things look pretty good there. And honestly, I'm happy about that because I know this Kerchoxes team a little bit more, so I'm kind of caster no bias. I guess I'm kind of personally biased towards this Noxus squad, but the gentlemen are getting a couple of second chance attempts. Here's going to be a third shot. And able to make it on through. So that was 4 shots on goal in a row. You just continue to play this popcorn offense, and the defense, you'll eventually find a hole. You had double commit on the right side, slided it on the left. Easy peasy.
That's well played, and 4-0 after 2 minutes is not an expected result. You were saying you know the players on Kerchoxes. Who do you know on Kerchoxes, and why do you feel so heavily affiliated towards them?
I've seen the name cursed around a little bit, but Noxus is just my boy. Like
100%.
I casted him a lot in CRL. Got some natural strength on the field, but also the charisma in the interviews. Which, as the commentator, I got to appreciate that bit. So
100%. Yeah,
they're getting a little work on goal here, man.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell my chat as well as Noxus. I think the best player on this Kerchoxes lineup. He's been playing fantastic the entire Swiss stage, but now that they're in the split finals, they only got 1 life. They only have 1 life. That's everything to work for here. Is their efforts in the Swift stage going to be in vain, or will they be able to pull a comeback here against Gentlemen? That is the big question, but with half a game played, we're going to get this one underway and lock in on the gameplay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Quantum Esports Series. I'm excited to dial in on this gameplay because this is going to be a banger series.
I hope so, because, right now, game ones are always tough. In Rocket League, we got a best of 7, and it really is about feeling the game out. Sometimes you need a catalyst, and it might be that catalyst. You need your lead singer, your front man, your best guy on the team, arguably, to just go, okay, we're down a lot, time for me to shorten it up, forces in goal number 1 here, and now that Kerchoxes is on the board, we got a little bit of a contest.
Yeah, and we're back to a 3-goal game here. This could be a 2-goal game, but Noxus getting stuffed away to the corner. We're going to see what Kerchoxes is going to get going here. Sean with the pre-jump, looking for 2 touches, going to hit that ball towards the midfield. G-Man looking to take his piece up the left wall. Hunter boost to work with. Anxiety going to take the ball off him as quickly as possible. Cursed up the right wall now, trying to get that counterattack going the 1.5 on the clock here. Pop towards the midfield. No one from the Kerchoxes lineup's going to be there. Creed with the musty flick. Looks at the pass, but going to be saved away by Sean. Counter-attack for Noxus now. And Noxus is going to go for the quick pre-jump, but again, Anxiety with the clear. We got 3 minutes left. Or sorry, 3 goals in 1 minute, I should say. And potentially an open net it will be. Creed and G-Man linking up for the 5th goal for Gentlemen. And that one should be the nail in the coffin.
Almost certainly. You had the defender go up for the direct shot, and the midfield defender went as well. That third man just wasn't far back enough, and so kind of an easy one. Those are the ones that you don't want to let go. Earlier, Mizu, I was talking about how in the best of 7, it's about kind of like setting up the feel of the series. Well, right now, Gentlemen have kind of set the pace, and Kerchoxes have said, listen, we can score on you. We know you bleed, but I think this is going to be an uphill battle for Kerchoxes. Of course, I want to see 7 games, man. I don't know if we get there, but I don't think we see just 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's going to be a 4-0 sweep either. I think that Kerchoxes definitely can pull this one back. I mean, it's a tough first game for them, coming out swinging hot for the Gentlemen, but I think there is an aspect of getting warm as well. I mean, that could be 6-1, but what it's safe from Noxus, that's going to be a bit of momentum in their favor as well. I think there is an element of getting warm for these guys. I think Rocket League is one of those games where you have to really warm up a lot. And for these West Coast players, I believe Noxus is West Coast, I think. It is 10 a.m. for them right now. So I can't imagine that they've gotten on much earlier than this to warm up, whereas the players on Gentlemen, I do believe they are East Coast. Maybe that plays a factor because, for them, it's 1 p.m. Maybe they got on a little bit earlier. Maybe they gotten warm. So maybe just a slow start to the series for Kerchoxes. Maybe we will see them really start getting on fire as this series progresses. So 6-1, potentially 7-1 here if G-Man can find the angle. But it's going to be a bit of a blowout for Gentlemen here in the first series, the quarterfinals of today.
Listen, you avoided the Brazil, right? Like that's what I'm looking at. I'm okay. It was a rough game, but at least we didn't get embarrassed. And you know, here's something that like I always give Rocket League players like, and this warming up is a big deal, and warming up as a unit. Like game one, sometimes you got to find that like synergy in between each other, and that's kind of what I was missing from Kerchoxis in this one. Was just Noxus was forcing things, but it didn't really seem like the team was sharing the ball. It didn't really seem like we were seeing like cohesive rotations. It looked a little scatterbrained, and so as we get deeper into the series, maybe we see a little bit more of that sort of gel, that come togetherness, because I mean that's the key to these games, right? So that's really what I'm looking at in the early stages for sure.
Absolutely, and I think there's something to be said for simplicity of Rocket League. When you're not making the touches that you should be making, it's a bit difficult to play off each other. And I think that if you are a soccer fan or a football fan, Johan Cruyff said it best when he said that the most difficult thing to do is to play football simple. And I think it's the same thing in Rocket League. You've got to play simple Rocket League. You've got to make your touches. You've got to make your shots. And I think that was the difference between Gentlemen and Kerchoxis, is that Kerchoxis was falling apart. The simplicity wasn't there. But for Gentlemen, they were just playing exactly how they want to going into game number one. And we'll see if that will be the case here in game number 2 of the quarterfinals of this Quantum Esports Series. So let's get this one underway. I'm excited to see how game 2 goes, if Kerchoxis can bring it back or if Gentlemen are just going to steamroll them throughout this entire series.
We've got a new kickoff and a new game. And right away, Kerchoxis do wind up with the first possession. They're going to shove it into the right-hand corner. And if they have a trailer in the mid, but no, it looks like they're going to fall back here. I want to see, okay, good. I want to see them be more aggressive. Kerr stands up in the left-hand side and brings it on home. This is exactly the change you want to make, exactly the change you want to see. You know, I'm leaving game 1 saying we need to be the first to score. Let's do it in 10 seconds or less.
Exactly. And that's the comeback, like you were saying, from Kerchoxis. Not only getting the first goal, but it's massive momentum in their favor as well. We'll see what Creed can do here on Zero Boost. This is a tough position for him, but he does find the flip reset. G-Man able to cover to get a 50-50. This is a big counterattack and an empty net here. 2-0 in the first 30 seconds, and that's exactly what you want to see. I know you talked about the first goal, but 2 goals coming out the gates here in the first 24 seconds is exactly what you want to see in game 2 for Kerchoxis after going down 1-0. This is a big series because the winner of this advances to the semifinals and the loser goes home. So we're going to see exactly what these guys can do under pressure, but also see their passion come through in this series.
Big deal for me there was that the mid-air chow worked out. That's what we saw time and time again. Double taps, not good, but the follow-up shot is.
Wow.
That's this right down mid.
That's unbelievable. 3-0 in the first 45 seconds. I am going to be completely honest with you. I thought Gentlemen was going to win this game again. I thought it wasn't going to be close. And Kerchoxis is starting it off strong. 3-0 in game number 2 here, completely flipping it on its head. I was not expecting that, F-Dot.
I was expecting the early goal. The second one, maybe a little bit. The third one, I'm a little surprised on. I'm not gonna lie. That said, I'm more surprised that Gentlemen aren't on the board at all. If this was a 3-1, I'd be like, yeah, Orange team's hot. But Gentlemen being this different from game 1, that's what's got me raising eyebrows.
Yeah, 3-0 in the first minute is unbelievable here. But we're going to see now that Gentlemen have their backs against the wall and they have to play offense. I'm excited to see exactly how they go about doing that, because they've got to score some goals now. And Gentlemen is one of the more offensively gifted teams in this entire tournament. So I want to see exactly what they can do when they have to score.
Wow.
This game is going to be very, very entertaining now.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big differences that I see here for Kerchoxis just here in game 2 versus game 1 is the aggressive 50s they were going for, the mid-air challenges that they were looking for are working out now, and they weren't before. And as a result, Gentlemen were getting a lot of okey-doke plays, a lot of open net goals, and that's not happening anymore because Noxus and friends are finding their challenges. So as a result, it's a harder game for Gentlemen, and I don't think they're dealing with this difficulty well.
Yeah, I can I completely agree with you. Wow, that one's going to be off the post for Sean. Kurtjox is just absolutely dominating this. It could have easily been 4 or 5 goals at the halfway point by now, but Nox is going to go for the bump. That's a massive bump as well to allow Curse to get this ball mid to Sean with the shot, but saved away by Creed, and that's a great save to keep his team within 3. G-Man now with the air dribble bump. It's going to be top corner. Bar down for G-Man. What a shot to get his team back within 2.
And that's the play. Again, I'm going to say exactly what I said in game number 1. Nox's being the lead singer of the team, needing to put that one in the net. Well, yeah, here comes G-Man for Gentleman. I'm going to take a scientific guess and say maybe he's the guy. And so coming through, putting it in, that's exactly what you've got to find. Now you've got to follow it up. The pass up midfield blocked by Nox's. And I want to see Gentleman kind of keep possession here because it's been all it's been all orange team.
Yeah, they're a hard team name to say. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled with them the first 4 weeks, brother. I cannot believe they named themselves Kurtjoxes, but Kurtjoxes with the ceiling shot. Cursed for Kurtjoxes with the 4th goal. They're definitely not a very streamer caster friendly team. I'm not gonna lie. Very difficult team name to say, but they're going to pick up their 4th, and that's quite an impressive play from Curse to pick it up off the ceiling to make it back a 3-goal game again. And we're going to see what Gentleman can do. 2 minutes on the clock to bring this game back. Is it possible, or will we see a tied series at 1-1? And I think it's going to be a tied series, man. Nox is with another goal. That's crazy, F-Dot.
Play!
It's unbelievable.
Ceiling, that's kind of wild, sure, but he's dribbling like he's playing basketball. Just walking down the field. Real cute stuff. Dodging 2 separate defenders, honestly. Like, that's what's fun about this game is the creativity in the approach. Nox's right side goes for his own double tap. Not that creative this time. Doesn't work out either.
Yeah, and like you said, it's the creativity in the approach. I think that's been the storyline for Kurtjoxes so far. They've been the more creatively inclined team throughout the entire series. I mean, Gentlemen powering their way through 6-1 in game 1. And I don't think anybody predicted a 6-1 scoreline in game 2 the other way around. What is this that we're witnessing right now?
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be the snobby sportscaster and say I knew they would score the first goal. I'm gonna pretend like I knew they would score the second. The third one, you're surprising me. 4, 5, 6 is crazy. He-Man gets number 2. 90 seconds on the clock, 4 goals to get. I mean, Mizu, it's mathematically possible. We've seen some crazy stuff, but it is a tall order.
It's mathematically possible, F-Dot, but I'm going to ask you a better question. Where's the defense? We've seen 6-1 in game 1, 6-2 in game 2. At what point are these guys going to go, yo, maybe we should, like, not let the ball in our net?
Well,
what's going on?
Shox's game 1, they were playing like aggro defense. They were looking for those midfield collisions, missing them, and then leaving an open net, right? And so their defense was just hardcore. Gentlemen, they got real comfortable playing offense. They look real good playing offense. But when they've got to play on their side of the field, Mizu, it's leaving a little bit to be desired.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. This is just a very weird series. Normally, I'm able to give my opinion and say, hey, this is what I think is going to happen. This is what's going on. As a semi-professional or professional Rocket League player, I can typically tell what's happening, but this series is just complete chaos. What is going on? Are they going to come back? Are we going to see a Gentleman comeback? Are we going to see overtime in game 2? I mean, it's possible, but there's just no way, right?
If Gentlemen play all-out aggressive, I think it is possible. You know, they have realized that they're not going to win if they sit and they play like old school style defense. So they've just got to push it to the limit. Kurtjoxes is hitting gas all day. So blue team kind of has to match that tempo, match that pace, I think. And I've seen that difference from the 2-minute mark on to now, and it's working out for them. So 20 seconds on the clock here, going to be a little tough to get 3, but might have to move on to game number 3.
Yeah, and I mean, the comeback was there, but good defense from Kurtjoxes. I mean, the big thing that they were doing is passing that ball around the midfield. They're going to pick up their 7th goal, but realistically, that's not really going to do too much. in the course of this game. This game is done and dusted. Curse going to pick up the 7th goal for his team, but good outlet utilization from Kurtzox is to find each other on defense to kill that time, but also maintain possession, not allow Gentlemen to get any momentum going here into game 3.
Well, again, I get to say the same thing that I said in game number 1. At least they didn't get Brazil. 3 goals, looking better than 1s. Giving up 7 versus 6. Who cares? It's a lot to more than a lot. So either way, a good split down the middle here for game 2 and 1. You know, I'm gonna jump to you. The difference here that I saw was the same challenges that didn't work out in game number 1 worked out in game number 2. The 50s that didn't work out in game 1 worked out in game 2. But was there something deeper that was really working for Kurtzox here this time around?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think that in game number 1, Kurtzox's defense just fell apart. And I think in game number 2, Gentleman's defense just fell apart. I think we saw good offense from both teams, but I think neither of these games are going to be games that either teams are very proud of. And I think that that's going to be the factor of warming up. I don't think that warming up in Rocket League necessarily affects your ability to perform at the highest level. It affects your ability to do that consistently. And I think that consistency is the issue that we're seeing here. I mean, you see 7 goals scored in game number 1, and you see 10 goals scored in game number 2. I don't think that's an offensive masterclass. I think that's a lack of consistency on defense from both rosters. So we're going to see game 3 if either team can pick it up and maintain a level of defense that's hopefully competitive at this highest level, because I mean 7 goals in game 1 and 10 goals in game 2 is not really a scoreline that these teams are going to be very proud of conceding.
Completely agree. Yeah, I think that, you know, when we look at these first 2, I love what you said there. Is that like nobody's going to be real proud of these games? You know, we were talking over the replays, man. None of those goals are going to go in my Sports Center top 10. It's just not really, you know. So well, maybe things will clean up. We're jumping in here to game number 3. 30 seconds off the clock already, and nothing on the scoreboard, so maybe it bodes well. As a good save by Curse shows up, and I thought that one was in.
Yeah, and I mean, I like to see this. We got 45 seconds of gameplay, and I mean, normally this wouldn't be a crazy scoreline, but based on the last 2 games, I do like to see that it is 0-0 after an entire minute. This is giving me hope for this series that both teams are going to be online now. They got that funny little game for both teams out of the way, and now we got basically a best of 5 here between these 2 rosters in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I was thinking as well. I think big picture, you know, you mentioned it before, these players are tried and true. Here at our Quantum Esports Series, you're allowed 1 player that's been legit pro, like top of the pro league, RLCS type deal. Everybody else has to be an amateur, so or pro-am. We call them bubble players. Sean shows up and pops the bubble here. First goal, 3:35. Much different tempo than our last ones. But my point driving home was really that, like, competition is much more about just landing your flip resets. It is about resetting your mental sometimes and having the conversation. And going,
absolutely.
Where's our defense? And coming into game number 3, if I don't see that change, you're not going to make it. So both teams made a concerted effort to up their defense this time around, I think.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And like you were talking about the pro-am level of this, you do have the pro player of Noxus on the Kurtzox's team. You have the pro player of G-Man on the Gentleman team. But G-Man, we're talking about him. That's the 2nd empty net opportunity that he has missed. And I play against this guy all the time. It's not often that he will miss an opportunity like that. And I genuinely think the factor of being warm in this series is playing a large factor here so far. But empty net gonna be saved away by Curse. I thought that could have been it. G-Man again with the shot. And another save from Curse. That's unbelievable to keep it out of the back of the net.
There's been 3 separate unbelievable saves, 2 right there from Curse this game already. Like, somebody, he's been the 3rd man back for sure, but in game number 1, we watched him not make it back. Noxes or somebody, the IGL said, Curse, pick it up. And he has. So, thumbs up all around. I like to see the change more than I like to see the prowess.
Absolutely, and what a shot from Creed. Are you kidding me? We were talking about the Kerchox's defense, but Creed does it all here. Gets one, gets two, gets three. A 1v3 play, top right corner off the bounce, double touch off the back wall to equalize just past half time. And what a play that is to get a tie game in game number 3.
Yeah, when I say like players force goals, that's it, right? You just took the ball in your hands by yourself, throw it past the entire team. 1v1 against Creed, not going to work out this time around. Now gentlemen have possession. G-Man pops it up midfield for himself, but real slow. So a little bit of a steal of possession here.
Noxus with the play forward here, and he gets 2 touches off the ceiling, which is really, really elite level ball control, and that's a level of play that pro players have been demonstrating recently. Zen was the one who really first started utilizing that in 2023, popping it off the ceiling. Most players will wait back after forcing the ball in the back wall, so if you can get that ball off the ceiling to yourself, you find that space in the midfield, which is what Noxus was looking for there, but immediately stuffed away by the defensive gentleman. 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock here. Can gentlemen break through the defense of Kerchox's, or will Kerchox's take this one to overtime, or potentially even score a goal? But what a save from Noxus to keep us tied again. We keep talking about the defense of Kerchox's. They show up again when it matters most.
Cool to see Noxus show up on the defense as well. It's been consistently cursed, so you want to see these rotations work out just shy of the goal. You don't want to see that one not work out, but if Nox is off to the races by himself, Anxiety gets in there and stops the breakaway.
Yeah, Noxus towards the midfield again. Noxus has been doing a fantastic job of maintaining pressure for this Kerchox's team. You talk about Curse's defense, but Noxus's pressure consistently on ball to maintain control. But Curse has to come up with a big save here, and he does a big save again. It's the 3rd massive save from Curse to keep his team in this one. It's 1-1 in game number 3. This is an insane quarterfinal series.
And that save wasn't easy, man. Like, that was a technical going back. That was tough. That was a tough one.
That was an insane save. Under pressure, too, to maintain that level of composure. That is world-class from Cursed, who's done a fantastic job for his team on defense. But a counterattack now from Sean over to Anxiety. Anxiety looking for the pass, but no one's going to be on the end of it. This one towards the corner. Gets 2. It's a free shot, but cleared long. Could we see overtime? This one's going to bounce towards the corner. Noxus to keep it alive. It's going to be a clear from G-Man. Creed over to Anxiety. Anxiety with time. A dribble, but saved away by Cursed again, and we have overtime in game number 3.
Great job by Curse to ground it as well. All the momentum was in the Gentleman's favor, coming down the field. So give yourself another kickoff. I like that push.
Absolutely, absolutely. And 10 seconds in overtime, we're already seeing these teams get passionate on the ball. They're clearing it long. They're putting it on target. And I think that's one of the big things that these SSL players do in comparison to Grand Champ players is when you clear the ball, you always have to put it on target. Maintain that level of pressure. Do not allow the other team even a room to breathe, because if you give these teams an inch, they're going to take a mile. And a mile in overtime is going to decide the game.
Tough one there. Little lazy shot from Noxus, but you've got to take those. Force the defense to go ahead and get in the way. Opportunity for Gentlemen, but nobody in the mid lane to make that push. So again, it's going to be Kerchox's, I think, with a little bit of momentum. Sean on goal. Creed steps up. Not a lot of force behind these shots.
Yeah, exactly. They're putting it on target, but it's not the pressure, it's not the placement, it's not the power that we'd like to see. Maybe a little bit of nerves playing in here. I mean, there is $10,000 on the line. You gotta wonder who is gonna step up for their team here to try and take their piece of the pie for $10,000. I mean, that's a lot of pressure for a lot of these players. They don't see that type of money very often. They are semi-professional, which is why Quantum Esports Series has put this online, and that's no diss to them. The pro players are playing for millions of dollars. These semi-professional players are not playing for the same amount, but we just talk about who's gonna step up to take their piece of the pie. And Creed is going to follow the touch from Anxiety. Top left corner, fadeaway flip, off the post and in. And it's going to be a 2-1 series for Gentlemen. Unbelievable F-Dot. What a finish from Creed. We talked about the power. We talked about the placement. And Creed does just that.
I love the way they ended the game too, getting all 3 players involved. You know, I sat here talking about like getting your lead man, making him forced up to do the thing. Well, it looks so much prettier when you've got from the 1-man to the 2-man to the 3-man. All 3 players passing it off, finding the back of the net. 90 seconds into OT. Much different series now that we've got 2 games out of the way. I think both of these teams are a little more, like you keep bringing up, man, I think they're just warmer. They're ready to go now, and now we're getting real Rocket League.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're seeing the warm-up, and I mean, immediately come back in for a shot from Noxus from deep, saved away off the crossbar, and you're seeing these teams really start to heat up, F. I completely agree with you. I think both rosters are warm now, and that's an aerial pre-jump dunk from Cursed, but an immediate pre-flip save into dribble from Anxiety, and both these teams playing at 100% here, but will we see 110% from either of these teams, or potentially an individual hero from either of these rosters? And what a save from Cursed again. That is the 4th unbelievable world-class save from him this series.
It just looks so good. It looks so strong. His reactions are real quick, and he just finds himself not always in the right spot, but close enough to the right spot to get to it in time, which is really the key to playing Rocket League defense. You don't want to full commit to something, you know what I mean? So he plays that in-between spot. He's always right there, and it's been working out real well for his squad. Just barely lost that game, too. I'm not that upset if I'm cheering for Noxus. I'm not that upset about that performance from the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, this gentleman team is ranked 2nd place for a reason. They are fantastic. G-Man's a professional Rocket League player. Creed is almost at that level. Anxiety used to be both of their teammates for a very long time before he did take a step back into more of a coaching position. So everybody on this team, if you're familiar with 6man's rankings, has been rank X at one point or currently is. So this is a fantastic roster, but let's not take anything away from this Kerchox's team. They are also a fantastic roster, and Cursed has been stepping up for his team. You gotta wonder, will Noxus or Sean do just the same as Cursed to potentially bring this series back? They have a tall order, but again, unbelievable from Cursed. This is 84 miles an hour in the top left corner, F.
Sometimes you just got to do it all yourself. And I mean, you could go deeper into this for sure. The thing with Rocket League, like there aren't any hard positions, but there are kind of like soft positions. Cursed is definitely playing 3rd man, a little bit more defensive, but he's still going to be able to find himself in these moments to bring home these goals. Noxus is going to be the first option almost always, but Cursed is still finding the back of the net. That's how you know that the whole team is working on all cylinders.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I wanted to quickly bring it back. Jack Pike, thank you for the $4.65 donation, my man. I appreciate you very much. But let's get back to the action. G-Man with the shot. It's 2-1. I literally look away for 1 second to read chat, and immediately a counterattack goal for Gentleman. What a pass out of the back for Anxiety over to G-Man. G-Man into the back of the net, and this is why he's the pro player on Gentleman. He's not going to miss that opportunity. It's not about the shot. It's about the anticipation. It's about the positioning in that scenario to be able to be an outlet for his teammate who he knows has a free touch. So well played there from Anxiety and G-Man, but immediately Cursed responds, and we have another high-scoring game on our hands.
This one still streets ahead of game number 1 and game number 2. It's 4 goals in total, but we're split down the middle. And again, man, I'm just seeing better gameplay. Like, these are strong attempts on goal. These are strong defenses. And so I'm a little happier here in game number 3, I'm not going to lie. Or game number 4, rather. I'm not going to lie, compared to 1 and 2. We're just getting better. Rocket League. And it's Cursed again.
He's picked up a hat trick, dude. A hat trick in game number 4. That's unbelievable.
Insane, man. Again, sometimes you just got to... Fine, guys. I'll do it. I'll defend on the other side. I'll get goal 1. All right, fine. I'll get goal 2. All right, fine. I'll get goal 3. Can you guys do something?
Yeah, Curse is definitely stepping up to the plate. We talked about whether a hero will emerge from either of these teams, and Cursed is absolutely the hero for Kerchoxis so far. So you'll love to see that. As a fan of the game, as somebody who transparently, I'm not cheering for either team. I just want to see a good series of Rocket League. That is exactly what we're getting right now. It's 3-2 in game number 4. Gentlemen lead the series 2-1, and what a series we have underway so far in the quarterfinals of the Quantum Esports Series.
And it's early in here too. You know, we've got semis in front of us, and of course finals. If you make it there, you're guaranteed in the money. You were talking about the money being a big deal, but also, and like, I'm not gonna be so corny and be like, it's about the pride, but the bubble scene is small, and these guys are gonna they're gonna chirp at each other. This is about the pride. This is a large tier 2 tournament. You want to come out on top. You want to win this just to say that you won this. And so these players are going all out for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All these players know each other, and Sean has been actually the team manager of G-Man, Anxiety, and Creed as well. When they did team, Sean was their team manager. So there is a little bit of, you know, I beat you, I'm better than you here. All these players know each other, so absolutely not just the money, but there's a little bit of an ego battle as well, which I love to see between these players.
I mean, that's the best part of being in a scene like this, you know, is having these small interactions and then getting a chance to have those small interactions on a big stage. Shout out to our friends at the U.S. Space Force for putting it on, you know. It's really cool getting a chance to watch real tier 2 competition. You mentioned it before, the guys aren't always they're not playing on these stages that often. So I just think it's really dope that we get a chance to see something like this.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more, F-Dot. But with 35 seconds to go, will Kerchoxis close out the series? What a save from Anxiety to keep it a 1-goal game again. The defense from both teams, we talked about it needing to be better after game 1 and 2, and it has absolutely been that so far. But now Kerchoxis has 20 seconds to lock down their defense, or this is going to be an overtime in game number 4. Can Kerchoxis equalize the series, F-Dot? We're going to find out in just 10 seconds here, and it's going to be in the back of the net. G-Man somehow sneaks it through. I thought Cursed had the save here, but it's going to be a fake from G-Man into a fake from Anxiety. How is Cursed supposed to read that?
And that is a good adaptation, Cursed. Well, he has been reading that. So you hit him with the double fake this time around, and it catches him by surprise. 7 seconds on the clock. Who's going to get lucky is the question. I think teams don't want to see overtime, and Creed says, absolutely, I do not.
Are you kidding me? That is an absolute sucker punch from Creed into the top left corner. That is unsavable. To be honest, you can't give a rebound like that. But to shoot the ball under pressure from Creed into the top left corner with 2 seconds left to potentially take a win is unbelievable. 0 seconds here. They have to keep this ball alive, or we're going to see a gentleman win here in game number 4. And that's exactly what we will see. Gentlemen are going to pick up the 4th game of the series, meaning that they are now 3-1 up in the series. Ladies and gentlemen on match point.
Little bit of a heartbreaker, man. Little bit of a heartbreaker there for sure. You know, this was, if you ask me, I think Kerchoxis played the better game for 80% of it. And then in the last 2 sequences, gentlemen, just the first goal that we watched to tie it up was fantastic. And then just, no, I'm not going to OT, actually. That's swagger, man. Just, I refuse. We win now.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more, and that is absolute swagger, like you said, from Gentlemen. To go into Game 5 here, 3-1 up in this series, when Kerchoxis absolutely had that in the palm of their hands to tie the series 2-2. Gentlemen now on match point, and Kerchoxis needs to win the next 3 games in a row without losing a single one just to advance to the semifinals against the number 2 team. What a tall order they have in front of them right now.
This series looks so different if it's 3-2 instead of 4-1. Such a
absolutely
different feel that, like, any competitor that's been up here can tell you it's a monumental difference. 3 games in a row, that's rough. We'll see if they can do it. Honestly, it depends on who's got the momentum. if Kerchoxis is winning this game by more than 2 goals at the halfway mark, I think they can do it. If not, it's going to be near impossible.
Couldn't agree more. And I think if any team is going to do it, though, it could be Kerchoxis with how icy they've been on defense, how clinical they've been with their finishing. I mean, Gentleman's a fantastic team, but I think Kerchoxis has the ice to bring this one back. A huge shout out, Chris LaPresse, with the $8.30, by the way. Oh my gosh! Anxiety! Are you kidding me? Oh my, dude, the first touch there is world class. 0 boost to get the flip reset and put it bar down while your momentum's fading away from the ball. That is unbelievable. I cannot believe that he just did that in game number 5 while they're on match point. That is ridiculous from Anxiety.
Swagger, we mentioned it last game. It's coming up in this game. You got to do it, but you got to do it and look cool. G-Man does it and looks cool.
Bro really likes how cool they look while they do it. I mean, G-Man does look cool while doing that. He jukes past one off the floor, and he's able to get enough time on 0 boost to get that flick on target. That is really well played. And now Kerchoxis, we talked about your back being against the wall, but they are truly backs against the wall now. This is an empty net, but Noxus can't read it. Sean's able to get the finish, but I got really scared for Kerchoxis there. If they didn't put the ball in the back of the net there, I honestly think the mental would be so chalked that they would not be able to bring it back. That was so close for no reason.
Brody, I was going to say the same exact thing. If they don't score there, unplug the control. Like you're just mentally crushed. That goal here, though, can change. It's a 2-1 game now. You take this, cliches are cliche for a reason, one step at a time. Blue hasn't had the ball the entire time. This hasn't been that ugly. So if I'm Kerchoxis, I'm going to go back to fundamentals. I'm going to find some classic rotations. I'm going to look to deny boost a little bit, and then not let this...
Anxiety! That is 2 insane goals. I think the goal here off the back wall to find 2 is unbelievable, but the first touch to beat the defender and maintain possession before going for the play was also world-class space recognition and first touch ball control to set up that play. An elite level 1-2 from him to be able to pick up the 3rd goal of the game for Gentlemen now. Anxiety stepping up to the plate in game number 5.
Important save there from G-Man as well. If we saw a low latency response, again, that momentum winds up meaning something. All sports are like 90% mental, right? I think the Rocket League is even more so, man. When we see this level, all of these players can do a lot of the fundamentals, flip resets, the fancy ones as well. But what separates these squads? It's going to be those rotations and the synergy.
100%.
And stoicism. Just having the mental to say, we got to win these 3 games back to back.
Absolutely.
Defense shows up a little bit here. Double command doesn't seem to matter. G-Man keeps it alive for his squad, pushes it towards mid, and Nox is just pleading, please, boom it out of here.
You're absolutely... Oh my gosh! G-Man with the highlight reel goal. This is ridiculous. You talked about how important mental is, and I couldn't agree more. A lot of it is confidence, and Gentlemen are playing with otherworldly confidence right now.
Real smart pinch there, just making it directly look like a torpedo from the top down. Great pass off the right side wall as well. Creed's going to come off this kickoff with a little bit of his own, but immediately snatched away. A good look if you're looking for a longer series, but a better look from Creed to stop that dream.
Yeah, and I mean, we talk about it. Kerchoxis have got to win this game or they are going home. 4 weeks of action just to get to the split finals now. And in the quarterfinals, you have 1 life, and that is it. Kerchoxis are not only on 1 life, but they're on their match point life. Gentlemen are up 3-1 in this series, which means if Gentlemen win 1 more game at any point, they will be advancing to the semifinals, and Kerchoxis will be going home. They have a minute and a half to score 3 goals against the 2nd best team in this entire tournament, just to send it to overtime, just to win the game, just to get it within 3-2 in the series. This is a tall order here, F-Dot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 7-footer. It's we got a minute left on the clock, 3 goals to even things up. That's not even a win. That's to bring us to OT should we get there. And with the 60-second warning, we're in a little bit of trouble here for the Orange squad. They've had possession, but it's been a loose possession. And this last couple of minutes have all been gentlemen, just sitting on the Orange side of the field. Good defense coming out from Noxus over and over and over again, denying these goals, but might be a little too little, too late. Comes up, and now I got to turn that statement into a question. Is it too little, too late? 34 on the clock, 2 goals to go.
And that is a great question. And the funny thing is, only one thing will be able to answer that question, and the answer to that is time. 34 seconds left. The only thing that separates us here from overtime and not overtime is that 34 seconds. Will they be able to score 2 more goals in 30 seconds? It's an empty net for Sean, but Creed's going to go for the diving save, pinch to the corner now. 20 seconds to go. Knox is with a pre-jump, trying to get the block, but juked away by G-Man off the fake diving save again, but it's still in front of the box. Can anyone clear it? It will be a clear, but there's only 15 seconds to go. This one towards the midfield. Sean can't get the touch. 10 seconds now. Creed towards the midfield. It's a free counterattack. It's a passing play, but G-Man with the save, and that is going to be all she wrote for the series. Kerchox is doing everything they can to get back in it, but this gentleman roster is just too good.
Said it like the truth. That gentleman squad really came out to play. Games 1 and game 2, a little sloppy on both ends. You know, even with how strong gentlemen got 6 goals in game number 1, I'm not really, like, who cares? But the performance that we saw in game 3 and then game 4 here, that was really impressive. We saw them adjust to the strong defense. Kerchoxis had a conversation. They said, we need more defense, specifically Curse, try to step it up, fill this void, and that happened enough to win a game emphatically. And then the other side adjustment came through, Mizu, where we just saw gentlemen stand up and go, all right, we get it now. Read every defensive maneuver, started double faking, and then just started finding the back of the net.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more with you, and I think that's the experience difference from gentlemen. I mean, Kerchox is a fantastic roster. Some of the players on that roster are elite level players within North America, but I mean, gentlemen not only has 3 elite level players, but they have 3 elite level players that have a lot of chemistry with each other, and I think that's going to make the difference. The start of the series was a bit stale from both teams, needing to get a little bit more warmed up, but now that they got a couple games under their belt, we saw elite level Rocket League from both teams, and that was a banger series to watch. I know the final result was 4-1, but that easily could have gone either way. But I mean, that's what good teams do. Even if you're not playing your best, you find a way to win, and that's what gentlemen are going to do in the first series of today to advance to the semifinals of the Quantum Esports Series for $10,000, powered by the United States Space Force. Not finished their series yet. So I'm interested to see how that one goes. Kerchox is going to pick up a win over Gentlemen and advance to the semifinals against FIU Varsity Rocket League, who did pick up a win over Unemployment. Shocked the world, getting a bit of an upset and shocking the world against American Lightning to go into the semifinals. But I'm predicting a Shock the World versus Pinch Perfect semifinal.
I mean, listen, you got to name yourself something that represents your squad. So Shock the World with the upset. I guess you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Kerchox is taking the L. Yeah, gentlemen stepping forward. FIU Varsity, before we jump to break, what can you say about this squad?
FIU Varsity has played elite level Rocket League. I know I'm saying that about a lot of different teams, but FIU, I think, is one of the dark horse rosters. I don't think you look at their roster and go, yeah, they're going to win the entire thing, but they are definitely one of the teams that could surprise a lot of people here. They have really, really, really solid names on their team. And I do think that if I had to pick one dark horse roster that could potentially upset Pinch Perfect, I think it could be FIU. I talked about how Flitz is in this tournament, probably the best player in this tournament. That is the roster of Pinch Perfect. And I think that if anyone's going to upset them, that isn't a team that you go, yeah, this should be winning. I think it could be FIU Varsity.
Well, certainly got me excited to watch it. We've got that and some more Rocket League on the way. Stay tuned. You're watching the Quantum Esports Series powered by the U.S. Space Force.
Recording. Yeah. One more.
Got 50. Yeah.
To the right. Nice. Behind you. Yeah, one on.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm up. No.
Oh yeah. I'm full. Big right wall. Cover. Good shot.
These guys are immediately hitting the ground running here. Stu trying to get his flip reset. Top left. 4 down. Upper 90. You can tell what it means to these guys. $10,000 on the line. There's a lot of pressure that these guys are going to be under. And it's now winnable for last chance. It's possible. Now, what a shot from Enzo. Reminder, guys, last chance is down 3-1 in the series. If they lose this game, they lose the series. If they lose the series, they are eliminated from the tournament. Pyros scores. 16 seconds. Absolute cinema, bro. Can they win this game and force game 6? It's off the post. Pyros with the shot. It's mid. Troy trying to pass it to his teammate. He can't find it. We got overtime in game number 5. With how much is on the line, doesn't want to leave his teammate alone. Troy with a missed touch to the midfield. It's a free shot. Saved by Enzo on the line. Are you kidding me? Double tap now. It's going to be in. Enzo with an amazing save, but it's not going to be enough. The double tap from Trash is going to be all she wrote. Good series from you, but it's time for Unk to show you how to ball. I'm about to show you the power of the washed up, no warm up Unk. Bang! You're not used to the speed, the elegance. Okay. This guy's so OP. This guy's broken. The Mizu Insta-chow. Dude, what was that flick? Nah, this one warm up. Warm up. Go next. I don't want to see anybody in chat talking smack. Mizu, I've never seen you dominated like this. Okay, to be fair, I'm not warm. Understand me. Watch this, chat. Up the wall. Give me that. For the one time. Get the reset, but don't use it. Jump back down. Dunk him. Lock in, Morbo. I don't know why you're laughing, pal. Okay. You're about to witness a masterclass. Never before seen Mizu reset. It's the signature. It's the signature. I'm not even going to watch the replay. I'll let him watch it for me, bro. Thank you, Morbo, for watching it. That's my average, chat. Hold this game down a little bit and get the counterattack going once they leave. He does just that. Over. Wow. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Morbo popping it up. Flip reset. Gonna fake it under 1. Utilizing the reset. Double reset. Morbo. That is disgusting. They are putting everything they have into defense now. They understand the importance of the defense, but it doesn't matter. They sent everything they had at Morbo. All 3 players pre-jumping Morbo. And with 3 seconds left, Morbo already pre-jumping the fadeaway upside down angle. That is just nasty, man. He just hasn't been able to finish his chances this series, but I'm sure that that could change in an instant. What a save from Stu. Are you kidding me? Absolute cinema. Triple commit from the blue team. Nox able to get the 100 boost, but he's going to get beat away. Cursed, free touch towards the side. 30 boosts to work with. This is another double commit. These players are feeling so panicky. You can tell. This ball's in front. It's an unbelievably fluky goal for the blue team. Noxus chucking this one in front. Trash gonna clear it out, but it's right back to Noxus's car. Noxus, 50 boost to work with. A little bit of a tough spot here. Immediately dunked away by Bubbly Reaper. Nox is gonna look for the redirect here. It's in! The captain of Cursed Choxes. It's within 1. In game number 7, everything on the line here. Cursed, kickoff goal. It's in! You've got to have better kickoff organization. The midfield, the only player with boost on the team is the last man here. Stu, who can't find it, but Bubbly Reaper able to keep it alive for now. Bubbly Reaper throwing to the side. Trash looking to get in position, but he can't find it. It's cleared away by none other than Noxus. GG's indeed. Gonna throw this one towards the midfield. Are you serious? Happy Apricot 12. Gonna get on the end of that. A hard cut inside. Early beating his man. Nando does the most to get in front of it.
Deco gone, gonna take space. Looks to the air dribble, looks to the flip reset, looks to the space again. Nando popping this one up, gonna go off the back wall. The double touch, Nando! This game is all you! I'm sure these players are so nervous right now, but we're gonna see who can step up to the plate when the nerves matter the most. Deco gone in front of the net. Potato's awkward now. Gonna get a miss. Free shot, Fernando. Saved away.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Quantum Esports Series powered by the United States Space Force. I'm Mizu, and I'm here with F. Dot, and we're getting underway into the semifinals here in just a second, which I'm super excited for. I hope you guys are as excited as well. We have two insane rosters. We got gentlemen who we just watched in the quarterfinals take down the other team, and now we got gentlemen playing FIU varsity. This is going to be a banger matchup in the semifinals, F-Dot. I know you're not too familiar with either rosters, but kind of going in blind here, what are your feelings, what are your thoughts, and who do you think is going to win this series?
I mean, we're coming off of game number 1. Gentlemen, G-Man put on a good performance. What I liked about Gentlemen was all 3 of them kind of stepped up and were part of it. It didn't look like this one guy's working, because that gets a little scary as you get deeper and deeper into a tournament. If it's just G-Man, well, the stronger teams are going to be able to isolate that player, make sure they're not going to. This seemed like an all-in roster, and so Gentlemen is the known quantity. I'm going to dodge the question. I haven't seen FIU play, so no answer from me just yet. I'll give it to you a little bit deeper into the series, maybe. All I got to say is Gentlemen look pretty good.
That's fair enough. And if you haven't watched FIU play yet, we got Nograv, Zernite, and Kazinho. This is a very, very high-level team, but again, gentlemen, just a fantastic roster. And 6 seconds in, they're going to pick up a goal, long pass from Anxiety over to G-Man, who's lurking on that back post. And Zernite is going to be probably the best player on this FIU team. He's a very, very high-level player. I played him many, many times. Nograv and Kazinho, a bit more of unknown players looking to make a name for themselves, but don't get it twisted. They're still very, very high-level SSLs. I've seen them compete over the last 4 weeks, and they got some swagger, as F-Dot likes to say, behind their names a little bit. So I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with this FIU varsity team, F-Dot.
Dope. I mean, this is the type of stage where you go from a unfamiliar player to a larger name, and then you take your larger name, you bring it to the big show, and become a household name. You become Slater, right? So, like, that's really what you're looking for here, is to take these unknown quantities and show the world what they can do. You're here on a tier 2 stage, able to make some music, and I want to see what they're playing, because right now, G-Man and his boys are putting on a show. We're getting a performance here, and it looks like they're not slowing down with one already up in the first minute.
Absolutely, F-Dot, absolutely. And I mean, we have just a minute past here, and gentlemen already taking another lead. We got a best of 7 to have underway here. And personally, my prediction for this series is I'm going to think we're going to see a gentleman win. On the other side of the bracket, we're seeing Shock the World versus Pinch Perfect. And again, like we talked about, Pinch Perfect is going to be the roster with Flitz. I think that Flitz's team is going to win that, and we could potentially see a gentleman versus Pinch Perfect roster, but the goal of FIU is to make sure that doesn't come to fruition. They still got a best of 7 to play here, and they're saying, hey guys, we're not out of this one yet. Gentlemen might be cracked, but we're here to play. We played 4 weeks of Rocket League. We just won the quarterfinals, and now we're here to win the semis and advance to the finals of the Quantum Esports Series. So we'll see if they can do just that. A minute and a half gone now, and it's still 1-0 for gentlemen, but not out of their grasp just yet.
You know, here's a question: as a pro competitor yourself, do you like being the undercard, where gentlemen are the Goliath to the David? They're the expected winner to a lot of players here watching. FIU, listen, they're equal as far as rankings. Do you like that sort of pressure on your shoulders, or would you rather, 2 unknown squads?
Oh yeah, I love it. I mean, I love feeling like the underdog when I know that I shouldn't be. I love when people underestimate me, because it makes me play with a chip on my shoulder. And there's also zero pressure, because if I lose, then people are going to be like, I expected it. But if I win, then I'm the hero. You know what I mean? So I
Yep.
do love that type of environment where it's like, yo, I know I should be winning this game, and people don't think that that should be the case. I love that, and I think that that's exactly what could happen here with FIU. It's easily winnable for them if they do play to their best, but 2-0 to Gentlemen, I think, is an expected result here in game number 1. They just came off of a hot series, winning 4-1. Can they do the same here in the semifinals against FIU?
That last goal was a little physical. You know, like a lot of the work was done off ball, and we just saw a shove in from the right side. This one, that's a little prettier. Zernite right through traffic, finds one from mid-range. Those are the ones that I like to look at. But it's quantity, not quality, when it comes to goals. And 2 above 1 need more of that. But with 2 minutes on the clock, maybe it's just a slow start. Maybe this FIU squad, I want to see them stand up and do exactly what you were saying. I want to get surprised.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. And I mean, 2-1 is a tight scoreline in game number 1 here, the semifinals. And after this semifinals, F. We are going to be watching Pinch Perfect versus Shock the World as well. We will be watching and casting that semifinal as well, which I'm very excited for. So we're going to see just how this one plays out. But for now, we're watching FIU versus Gentlemen, a 1-goal game with 1.5 minutes on the clock. That one's going to hit the crossbar. G-Man with a little tip as well, going to send that one long, but no grab, waiting for the ball now. Going to pop this one towards the midfield. G-Man going to throw it off the side. Casinho wants to follow it up, but a quick shot off the post again. What a save from Casinho. And FIU doing the most to maintain this 1-goal game. Make sure Gentlemen doesn't get too much momentum here in game number 1.
Real important here for FIU to deny a lot of this possession. I like the boom attempt, but it was blocked, and now again, FIU find themselves playing defense. They need to get off their side of the field. Getting physical is a way to do so. Good bump. A good defensive shot. Here's one from long range, but G-Man steps up and denies the shot on goal.
Yeah, and we got 1 minute left for FIU to step up and go to at least overtime against Gentlemen, because if you give Gentlemen the first game of the series, it's not going to look good for you. G-Man to pick up the 3rd goal for his team, and now they're up by 2 with 44 seconds on the clock. Zernite's going to get beat barely in that position as the last man, and you can't blame him there. That's a tough spot to be put in on defense.
That one, yeah, that one's the dagger, man. That one feels bad. I think it'll go back to the open net, the real close goal that FIU had a shot on around the 2-minute mark. If that one falls down, I think we have a very different game. Without that one, it was a gimme, and they didn't get it. And so as a result, I think FIU a little bit sluggish here, unable to really find themselves falling back into that offensive set. We just haven't seen them with the ball that often. This is the first time in a while, and it just fed directly into the clutches of the Gentlemen. 10-second warning here, Mizu, and I think
it's not looking good. Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, it was a great effort here. We could potentially see a 4th from Creed. Unbelievable save from No Grab, but it's not going to matter. And Gentlemen pick up game number 1. And you talked about the fact that they didn't finish that one opportunity they had on the goal line. And when I play RLCS against some of the best teams in North America, like I had a couple series against Space Station, Genji, and some of the best teams that you can offer in North America, I always notice how important shooting percentage is. If you have a free look at the net, you absolutely have to score it 100% of the time. You talked about how it could be a different match, and I could not agree more. Shooting percentage, so important. FIU, if you want to be Gentlemen, you got to be taking every single opportunity that they give you, because they're not going to give you many opportunities no matter how good you're playing. So I couldn't agree more with you right there.
That's the big part, is you're just not going to get that many opportunities, and at a professional level, which that's what we're doing right here. We're playing professionally. You gotta nail those shots, because the better players that you're up against, like you said, it's just not, you just don't get those opportunities. You have to convert and find those dubs. So here we go. Shake the edge of sketch one more time, FIU. Let's see if we can pick up.
Shake the edge of sketch. I like that. I might use that calm in a team environment. Shake the edge of sketch. Get reset. I like that one from you. I'm stealing that one, F. Dot, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead. Stacks has done it already.
Oh, has he? Okay, okay. I like that from you, man. Well, let's see if Zernite can get on the end of this pass, but Kazinho is going to play the fake. A long clear out over to Creed is going to put it on target. Zernite's in a tough spot here. And the big thing is taking control on defense, not throwing the ball away, maintaining control, maintaining possession. Zernite's going to do a good job of that, which opens up the space for Kazinho. Good save from Anxiety. Shot from No Grab. And that's exactly, again, the shooting percentage. It wasn't an easy shot. In fact, it was probably a less than 1% chance he could score it. But again, there was a chance, and you got to finish those chances if you're FIU. A double commit from Gentleman. You're not going to see too many of those. A good challenge with 0 boost from Anxiety, and what a touch forward from G-Man. Anxiety out the back wall. Another shot, but saved away after a minute. Both teams having solid looks at the net. Potentially a third look from G-Man. That one's off the post. The shooting percentage from both teams just barely off, and we have a tie game after a minute and a half, and it could easily not have been the case, F-Dot.
That's that G-Man missed goal. That's the opportunities I'm talking about missing. You have to send those home. G-Man being the banner wearer for this squad, that's going to shake the team a little bit. But let's get away from the mental. Let's get on to the actual nuts and bolts of the game. The fact that it's 0-0, maybe you're allowed to make that mistake. You've been playing lights out for like 5-6 games straight, going back to the quarterfinals. You know, nobody's perfect. That said, 1. That's all you get. FIU are here for a reason, and they're able to find their goal. That's what they're looking for. They're looking to be the first ones on the scoreboard, and they're also hoping that G-Man and the squad keep messing up like that.
Absolutely, and that's a big mistake from Gentleman. The second mistake in just 2 minutes. That's a mistake a minute from Gentleman, which is not very common for this roster, especially in a high-pressure scenario. The semifinals, no less. G-Man missing a big opportunity in the first minute, and then a double whiff. That's a 2-goal differential. It could be 1-0 for Gentleman right now after being 1-0 in the series. That's a very different game and a very different series, but G-Man getting his opportunity back. A free look at the net. He sees the defender cheating too close on that near post. Even though he is on low boost, he takes his time. Composed finish to that far corner, and we have a tie game at halftime yet again.
I love the way you covered that goal, because that goal was not mechanical. It was all game sense. He read the field and just put it down the right slot. Wasn't that fancy. Just read the field better than the opposition. Great play. Love to
Absolutely, and that's what we talk about, that shooting percentage. It's not necessarily the need to be mechanical. It's the need to put the ball where it needs to be, to outplay the defense, to stay composed, even on low boost, even under pressure, even with minimal time. And it's a good play from G-Man. Like you said, the banner wear for this team, but what a save from Kazinho off an air dribble double commit pinch. Now No Grab looking the other way. Flip reset, air dribble bump, double commit save, but G-Man throws it wide. Creed off the back wall now to block Kazinho. Can't find the double. It's a free shot for FIU. Goes to the fake on No Grab, but unfortunately Kazinho's got to go all the way back for boost, which kills all the momentum. And this is immediately on the FIU side, right after potentially they could have seen a scoring opportunity.
I think it's fine, though. They're going to trap it here on the right side and look for a possession of their own. Kazinho drops the ball right in front of net. Oh my
gosh. I can't believe that wasn't a goal. I can't believe that, F-Dot. We're seeing so many opportunities go begging, man. Like, I can't believe that wasn't a goal.
Yeah, and they're just happy because that's one of those mistakes we're talking about, but nobody capitalized. So we're still dealing with lowercase. It's all good. We're chilling. Got to just reset, find the new possession, and get your wheels under you. Still, it's going to be Creed on the good side of his field, forcing FIU to turn things around here.
And a minute to go. G-Man up this left wall, potentially looking for a counterattack, playing Creed's touch. This is a tough ball for the defense here. G-Man gets the flip reset, but can't utilize it to follow. It's a good clear on the defense, but a free shot for Creed. That one's going to hit the top right corner again. It's going to be posted out, and another chance goes begging for Gentleman. How many of these are FIU going to allow, and how many will Gentleman miss? But Creed finds the shot. It's a double touch, but the air dribble to get over 2 players on FIU to find the angle on 0 boost, to turn his car in the air, to hit it off the wheels under the crossbar. That is mechanical brilliance from Creed to find potentially the game-winning goal.
So that's the opposite of the one that we saw before, where it was all read, no sticks. This was all mechanics, and it's cool because he didn't just go hard. He had to hit it. He had to find some soft touch along the way. So real cute, just real. What's the word I'm looking for?
Finesse. I think there was a lot of finesse behind that one. Yeah, there was a lot of finesse from Creed there. Absolutely, couldn't agree more. That was not game sense. That was finesse from him, but off the post again for G-Man. He's had a tough series off the post for Creed. They're both having a little bit of a tough time with the post, but both of them going to pick up a goal to go up by 1 in this series. 10 seconds to go. Will Gentlemen go up 2-0 in the series? FIU got 5 seconds to work with, but it's not going to be enough. Creed picking up the shot. The pass from G-Man over to Creed. Creed off the wall. Quick shot. And it's going to be 3-1 for Gentlemen.
Yeah, that's the deadbolt. That one locks it on home. 10 seconds again. We sometimes teams get lit up. 1 goal separates us. I would love to see the stat. I gotta call it Chiefs. I would love to see the stat for how often teams stand up and make that goal to tie it in those last couple of seconds. But when there's 2, it just rare. It just doesn't happen. And so finding that extra goal, so important. We say it all the time. Nail in the coffin, the dagger. Again, cliche for a reason. Those goals wind up being some of the more important ones in these games.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And again, that just comes back down to shooting percentage. We talk about the importance of shooting percentage because both these teams are not giving many opportunities. In the quarterfinals, we saw a plethora of opportunities for both teams. You didn't need to shoot that well to win this series, but this series, you're not seeing too many opportunities both ways. It's important you make every single shot that you're being afforded from your team. You work so hard. You use all your boost for 2 to 3 minutes at a time just for that one look at the net. You have got to finish it every time, especially if you're FIU down 2-0 in the series to the second best team on paper in this tournament.
Screw the paper. I want to watch the gameplay. Right now, we're kind of playing like it. I'm seeing great stuff. The thing is, though, FIU varsity, this is one of the lower ranked teams. I almost expected a bigger boom coming out from Gentlemen. I don't think it's any reason to be concerned about it. But it just, I'm sniffing around. I'm interested now.
Yeah, absolutely. And screw the paper is definitely a way to look at it. I don't know if I can look at it the same way, F. I know how good this Gentleman team is. I'm going to be so real. Even if you don't say you appreciate the paper's value, I'm going to say it's also my opinion, too. I think that Gentleman's going to walk away. I think Gentleman's going to walk away with a series win here, but FIU definitely has the potential to win it as well. Like I said, though, they have got to finish every single look at the net that they're being afforded because, again, Gentleman's not going to give them too many.
That's the big thing, is that as these teams get stronger on defense, get more willing to take the 50s, all of a sudden you find yourself, wait, we've just sat on our side of the field for 4 minutes entirely? That's never a good look. You wind up looking up and seeing that you haven't had any attempts on goal. So these are the moments right here. No Grab has it, needs to get around G-Man in order to find a possession for his own team. Gets shoved up and tries to go across the field. And now they're getting caught up on the right side. So they can't escape because of good pressure coming out from Gentlemen on the offensive end. Let's try to shoot the ball in the net and more try to just keep it here.
Absolutely. And for the average viewer who may not have a high level understanding of Rocket League, I want you to take note of how often Gentleman has possession under pressure, how quickly the game is moving forward, yet they have the ability to slow it down. And every single play from them is a quick play that they turn into a solo play. Here, as you can see, a pass over to Anxiety, who is going to go for a trap and look for a solo play, gets an awkward touch, pass over to Creed, who's going to look for another solo play. G-Man with a quick touch over to Creed, who's going to look for another solo play. And that's exactly what Gentlemen are going to do over and over and over, is they're going to look for these solo plays to try to open up the defensive FIU, which I think has been the difference maker. FIU going for a lot of these long booms into quick touches, quick shots, whereas Gentlemen is controlling the ball, looking for ceiling shots, looking for air dribbles. That's been the difference maker, and that's why Gentlemen has more pressure this series.
2 minutes, FIU desperately try to turn things around. I think the fact that it's scoreless bodes well for FIU. They've been neutralizing a lot of these attempts coming out from the opposition. Finally have a little bit of possession, but as soon as they grab the ball, it's snatched away. Just like that. Creed's been lights out this series, and that's just another part of it.
Absolutely, and 0-0 with 1:40 left on the clock. This is a good start to the game for FIU, but they've got to put the ball in the back of the net if they want to have a chance at winning it. A free counterattack from Creed. This one's going to go top corner, but no grab at Zero Boot's going to make the save. Anxiety with another shot. No grab with a double save now. Zernite's got to get a diving force. Double tap opportunity. No grab. A third save, but not a fourth. He had it. It was so close. No grab with 3 saves on Zero Boost, but he just couldn't find that 4th save, and it absolutely was savable. He accidentally flips to the side, and that is such a tough play to swallow. You are now down 1-0, and this series could be 3-0 if FIU does not lock this one in.
Listen, you've got to win this series. You made it through Swiss, you made it through quarters. You win this and you're in the money. Going to finals means that you go to grands. Finals here is for seeding. We're going to play the games, but this is the important one. And so that miss air roll, brother.
Yeah, that's a tough
He's gonna
pill to
think about it
swallow.
at night. He's gonna be lying in bed thinking about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, he's going to be thinking about it if they don't win this game and they get swept here. So they got 45 seconds to potentially not be having nightmares tonight. We're going to see if they can do exactly that. Zernite's going to play the double touch, no grab on 100 boost to get this ball forward. But again, they're not controlling the ball. They're looking for these long booms, and that's not going to work on Gentlemen. They're keeping a deep third. They're waiting for those long clears to come out, and they're playing solo plays off them. You're not clearing the ball. You're passing it to Gentlemen based on their formation right now. So that no grab's gonna get the shot though. That's gonna be top right corner. We talk about the need to get the solo plays, and Zernite finally controlling the ball. He's gonna get the dunk. He's gonna put it forward, and no grab's gonna slot that one top right corner.
You know, every time we talk smack about FIU, they seem to step up and find the back of the net. Maybe that's what. Maybe that if you're rooting for FIU, be mean to them. I think that's what we're looking for, dude. Like,
that's a crazy thing to say, but it's been working. I can't argue with you. So that's fantastic. But oh my gosh, a chance for no grab. Mid pass to Casino, saved away by Creed. What a save. That could have easily been in the back of the net, and we could be seeing a 2-1 series here. Wait, free chance. No grab. He can't get the touch. That could have been it. It was an empty net. You've got to trap that better. And we talk about the need to control the ball for FIU to get these opportunities. Gentlemen doing such a good job of it. FIU has been banging the ball away all series long. As you can see, bang away there again. We need somebody like Zernite to step up. You can't bang the ball away because, as you can see, G-Man's going to pass it over to Creed. Fortunately for FIU, Creed doesn't have enough boost to follow it up, but these bangs are not working. Solo play from Casino potentially here. Pass to no grab, but again, banged away. We need to see ball control from FIU, or it's going to be 3-0 in the series.
definitely the big thing that I'm picking up as well. Lack of control. The game's getting a little chaotic, and if it goes chaotic, it definitely favors Gentlemen because they've been able to find these shots. And No Grab, by the way, has been my standout player. Shows up there in the net as well. If anybody's going to find some offensive pressure, it's going to come from No Grab, whether off his car or off of a pass from him. No Grab seems to be the playmaker for this FIU squad.
Yeah, he's been doing fantastic all series. The big thing is his defensive presence. That's another big save off that crossbar like you were talking about. No Grab trying to get the pressure, but his entire team going to rotate back for boost. They're going to lose all pressure here, and another solo play for the Gentlemen, but No Grab gets on the end of it. That's going to be good offense potentially for FIU here if they can maintain this free ball. Casino with a free ball, get a mid pass to Zernite. Zernite back to Casino. Diving block from Creed, but not able to maintain possession. This could be a free ball for FIU here, but no one's on the end of it, and it's going to be immediately back in their corner, which has been the story of this game, is just playing defense for FIU. What a block from No Grab, who has been doing the most, though.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, this is a good series.
Locked in.
There's 2 minutes into overtime.
2 minutes in overtime right now. No Grab willing his team to this moment. Real strong stuff on both sides of the field from No Grab, and no slide against the other two. It's just been loud out of NG's face. Now Casino here, barreling down the field. If he has a trailer, it's a good look, but his teammate's a little too far. Creed finds the demo. but still not enough time to find an open net. Great slowdown of the game there from FIU as soon as Creed found that demo.
F-Dot, I'm going to make a call here. This game right here decides the series. If FIU win this, I think they can come back and win the whole series. If FIU lose this, there's no way they reverse sweep, gentlemen. This is going to decide a lot. And a free shot. Will it be the dagger? A save again from No Grab. Almost 3 minutes into overtime now. Wait, Casino! Casino! What a save! Unbelievable! It's end-to-end stuff here. 3 minutes into overtime. Unreal.
Great look there. Midair. G-Man again has possession. Much better change, much better looks from FIU taking the ball away from the gentleman. Things have been very different in this OT. From regulation, No Grab shows up midfield in order to snatch the ball away, but unfortunately still pops up defended.
Oh my gosh, Casino. That is a tough save to make under pressure. A good save from Creed is going to be a pass over to the corner, but Zernite's not there. Got to go for the mid boost. You have a lurking player in Creed on the blue half, but G-Man's going to play the touch forward here. No Grab controlling the ball. This is exactly what we needed from FIU. He's doing a good job of that. Zernite again on zero boost. That's been a big thing I've noticed from Zernite is when he needs to go, he has not had the boost to follow up his team's plays. You'd like to see a little bit more boost conservation from him to get more active in this offense. No way they lose on this. No! No, my gosh! What was that? He almost saved it, but how, Casino? How have you missed it? A good demo from No Grab to give Zernite a chance, and he almost gets there, but it's 3-0 for Gentleman. Wow, what a series. That is heartbreak on the goal line, F-Dot.
I really, you got real fancy, and you were like, I'm gonna make the big call if gentlemen win this. I thought FIU were gonna win that game. I didn't think they were gonna win the series as a result, but I really thought they were gonna win that game, man. And that heartbreak, you ain't wrong. Like G-Man with the runaway, and the fact that you wind up getting the defensive touch. We almost, sort of, coulda, but listen. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, bro. This is Rocket League, and goes the other way. Gentlemen now, to say they have momentum is putting it lightly, dude. They are
3-0 up in the series, yeah. And a fun little stat for those at home. I don't know, F-Dot, if you noticed this. Gentlemen, after that 4-minute overtime, they actually did outshoot FIU 23-6.
Ouch.
23-6. And that has been the storyline of this series. Gentlemen on offense, saved away by No Grab. Gentlemen on offense, saved away by No Grab. Gentlemen on offense, they score 1 goal. There it is from Creed, and it's just been lights out for Gentlemen. No Grab doing the most to keep it close, but I mean, you need a little bit more from your teammates there if you're No Grab. It's been a tough series for him. It's been a tough series for FIU. You've got to control the ball a little bit more. You've got to finish your chances if you even want a chance at a reverse sweep against the second best team on paper in this tournament.
Listen, man, like, we're here for fun, but you're on the big stage now. Casino, you got to pick it up, my man. Like, that was just an unfortunate, unnecessary goal, in all honesty.
Absolutely.
I hate playing armchair I hate when casters play armchair psychologists, but that looked like he's a little in his head right now. I think he's tilted.
100%. That potentially could play a part. I mean, you're down 3-0 in a series in a semifinal, too. Tilt could definitely be playing a factor here. As you've lost 3 straight, it's tough to come back. You've got to wonder if they have a leader on this FIU roster saying, yo, guys, we got this. Working on the mentals. But it's going to be tough to justify. This potentially could be a second goal for Gentlemen, but no one's able to get on the end of that pitch. A G-Man's going to be there, but no real pressure to result from that play there.
Creed now, again, on the offensive push. Double commit, not a big deal. Casino gets involved, and it works out.
It's a good save from Casino. We talked about him needing to get involved a little bit more, F-Dot. That's a good save from him to potentially turn things around and potentially give him some more confidence as well.
Exactly. Yeah, like, that's exactly what you're looking for. Just touch the ball, get involved, and then maybe find some boost is also the conversation we got to have, right? Like,
absolutely, yeah. You see Zernite there on 0 again. We talk about Zernite needing to get more boost. Absolutely, F dot. Casino's got to get more involved on the defense. Zernite's got to get more involved on the offense, get some more boost. And if those things happen and we see a little bit more ball control, a little bit more shooting percentage, this absolutely could be a reverse sweep potentially.
Much more control, not just of the ball, but of the match. Notice how slowly we're playing. Yeah, a lot of it is just like orange shot, orange shot, orange shot, orange shot. But now it's like orange shot, orange shot.
Exactly. And then the pace of the game's a little bit slower.
Really. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a very
exactly.
Important meter for FIU to slow this down, find themselves with an opportunity. And so this is going to be all gentlemen's opportunity again. Nobody on defense here. Where are the rotations?
Yeah, you ask where are the rotations, but there was a big demo that did come through to open up that midfield. A quick counterattack with a pass on defense as well. So it's easy for the average viewer to look at FIU and say, what are you guys doing? But a gentleman outplay is going to come through again. A massive play from them. Yes, FIU does need to be doing more, but these are high-level players. Let me take it back for a second. Everyone on FIU has been top 100 multiple times. The players on Gentlemen are just really, really good at the freaking game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing with all of these squads. Like, every single team, don't forget, we went through Swiss to get here. All of these teams are what we call bubble players, where all RLCS squads watch tournaments like this to see who they're going to look at next. That's the level of competition that we're at. There can be a guy out here that's been on the bubble, been on the cusp, rank X, and then has a lights out performance, and that's what he needs to find himself on the big stage. So yeah, you're fighting here for $10,000, shout out. You're fighting here for the ego of you and your friends' Discord servers, yeah, shout out. But you're also fighting for that, like, look how good I am, I told you so. And so every single one of these players is in their spot here, in my opinion.
Absolutely, and that's the thing here is looking on paper, the best player on this gentleman roster is J-Man. But we've been seeing anxiety last series with insane highlight moments. And again, the best player for FIU on paper is Zernite. But we've been seeing Casino step up, and especially No Grab stepping up. Personally, I'm most impressed with No Grab. I didn't know him before this tournament started, but I'm very, very impressed. If I see him in a ranked game, he's got my respect now.
He's pulling some real blue-collar Rocket League, you know what I mean? Like, he's just always finding himself on the defensive side where he needs to be. That's really what I'm seeing out of No Grab. He's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Unfortunately, nobody lifting out here. Anxiety continues. You were speaking his high praises. Bro, I'm on Creed. I'm Creed. I've been watching Creed this game in this series and the last series, and he's been facilitating a lot of what's been bringing victories here for Gentlemen.
Yeah, Creed's been doing a fantastic job, but I don't want to take anything away from a Cuxer pinch into pre-jump, pre-flip, top left corner, 79-mile-an-hour goal, by the way, from Gentlemen to make it 3-0. That was unbelievable. Wait, empty net. Empty net. Okay. I was going to say this series is done and dusted. Overnight might have just pulled one out when it matters most. F dot. F dot. 20 seconds, F dot.
Totally possible. And I spent a lot of time showing the negative side of this. We're like, oh, the enemy gets the dagger. This is the opposite. You find that one goal, you're catalyzed. Creed makes sure the opposition doesn't start off with the ball. But Casino, right side.
Ooh. It's a free chance for Zernite. He might pass it to No Grab. No Grab with the touch. I mean, there's 10 seconds. If they score right here, and it's a free look, it's a demo. It's a save from Anxiety. I thought that might have been the chance. No, that's going to be a save. Yeah, that's going to be series a 4-0 sweep for Gentlemen. And I mean, I can't say it wasn't expected. I didn't expect necessarily a sweep. I did expect Gentlemen to win, but they did a fantastic job. I don't want people to walk out of this series feeling like FIU didn't play well enough. FIU definitely played a very solid performance. They definitely played up to their standards. I would hope so. This Gentlemen team is just really, really good, and they're going to find a way to get into the split final grand finals here against either Shock the World or Pinch Perfect, who we will be watching F dot in just a second here.
Guarantees gentlemen in the money as well, for sure. And you know, the other side of the thing is that I feel like we've got to talk about sort of like, you know, in American football, we say strength of schedule, right? Gentlemen just came off of a game or a series where they were pretty tested. And I saw FIU get better the longer the series went on. So really, we talk about being hot, being warmed up. That's kind of what I'm looking at. That is a part of being a pro. You need, as you rise higher in the ranks, like the real ranks, RLCS and stuff, the amount of time you need to get ready, get warmed up. You can't take game one as you're getting acclimated moment any longer. You've got to
come out the gates.
Exactly. And I think that was the problem for FIU. Looking at these players, we saw it out of no grab. He's playing just as strong as some of these gentlemen players at certain moments, along with his teammates, but they weren't able to make it all happen at the same time. Yeah. And gentlemen, on the other hand, looked like they've been playing this way for 4 hours already. So that's the big difference for me. Jump to the bracket, and I mean, you mentioned Shock the World and Pitch Perfect. That's the match we've got in front of us.
Absolutely. And like you talked about, the last thing I'll touch on is just the consistency. Everyone on FIU was good enough to win it, but their hot streaks, their hot moments all happened at different times, whereas Gentleman was hot, all three players throughout the entire series, the entire time. And that was the difference maker. The level of consistency from Gentleman in comparison to FIU is going to be the thing that edges them out into the finals. So now we're going to see Gentleman in the grand finals beating FIU. So going into this next match, the semifinals is Shock the World versus Pinch Perfect. The winner of that is going to be in the grand finals against Gentlemen. I'm very excited to see who's going to win here. Shock the World versus Pinch Perfect. We talked about it. The roster of Flitz, personally, my favorite player in this entire tournament. He is correct. He is probably the best player in this tournament, I think, on paper. But again, that's the reason why we played this out. If the player in the team on paper just wins it, there would be no reason to play out the tournament. You have to play it out because the team on paper doesn't always win. So I'm excited to see what happens here, F. Dot.
I mean, that's the fun part, right? Like, we've got our expectations, we've got our seeds, we've got our pro analysis to tell us what's supposed to happen. And then when something different happens, I mean, sports happened. That's the good stuff. That's what makes it dope. And so here we get a chance to kind of showcase. You mentioned Flitz, but all these other players are working out, representing this tier 2 scene, this bubble scene. You know, not too many pros allowed here. Shout out to our friends at the U.S. Space Force for putting down the money. They want to support the community and help fostering this like next generation of talent. That's what they're looking for out of here. That's why they're supporting it, and that's why they're tossing up the money here. So I want to give a shout out to the Space Force, what they're doing. There's some like misconceptions. They're not out there shooting aliens or anything like that. It's all IT stuff, cybersecurity, infosec, GPS. So Space Force doing real things out here, and also doing real things for our Rocket League pros, our future pros for sure. So shout out to y'all. Cool. We'll be right back in a little bit with the next matchup.
This one towards the midfield. Are you serious? Happy Apricot 12. Gonna get on the end of that. A hard cut inside. Early beating his man. Nando does the most to get in front of it. Deco gone, gonna take space. Looks to the air dribble, looks to the flip reset, looks to the space again. Nando popping this one up, gonna go off the back wall. The double touch, Nando! This game is all you! I'm sure these players are so nervous right now, but we're gonna see who can step up to the plate when the nerves matter the most. Deco gone in front of the net. Potato's awkward now. Gonna get a miss. Free shot, Fernando. Saved away. Are you kidding me? But pinched in by none other than Deco gone again. Are you serious? What a save from Potato. But Deco gone there again. 20 seconds now. Bonds passes it over. Big whip from Nando in front of the net. Oh my gosh, Stunt almost missed that, but throws this on target. Oh my God, what an equalizer. Now on towards the mid, Bonds with the save. Happy Apricot awkward, but will opt for the clear. Zero boost to work with now, able to get the dunk. It's one last look for the blue team here. Deco gone, 1v2. It's crossbar, unreal. Stunt towards the side. Everyone on this orange team is going to be low. Nando gets the demo. Stunt on zero to clear. Bonds, it's empty, and it's in. Everyone on the orange team with no boost. They had to go, but a massive beat from Bonds on Decogon, and a Game 6 overtime win to win the series 4-2. Congratulations, Doug.
Today, space is essential not only to our way of life, it's absolutely critical to the modern way of war. GPS, ATMs, cell phones, gas pumps, traffic lights, power grids, guided missiles, surveillance, RPAs, ground combat control. There's no such thing as a day without space operations. You just don't see them. Earth is only half the battle. Cyber attacks and jamming of our satellites. Microsatellites that can create a debris field. At 17,000 miles an hour, a piece of metal the size of a coin can be weaponized. Now is the time for a military branch with a clear and singular focus on space. A military branch that protects the hopes and dreams of America and our way of life as the space domain becomes more and more contested. It's time for another giant leap. The United States Space Force is being built from the brightest minds across the space operations of the Air Force, our joint services, and the private sector. We aren't just getting ready for the near future, we're getting ready for the 22nd century. When our enemies ask, what if? We will have an answer. When foreign powers can build bases on the dark side of the moon, when private companies are inventing a new economy beyond our planet, we need to stay one step ahead of the future. And the future is where we'll make history. We will fight in an environment with no up or down, no left or right, where there are no borders and nowhere to hide. Our Space Force is defending our country, here on Earth and wherever our mission takes us. As commerce and exploration expand, we will imagine the unimaginable, anticipate the inconceivable, and prepare for the impossible. We won't just think outside the box. We'll think outside the atmosphere, in one of the most challenging environments ever known.
One falling. Yeah. One more.
Yeah, 30. Yeah.
To the right. Nice. Mine. Okay. Yeah, one on.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm out. You're bombing? No.
Oh, yeah. I'm full. Before I go. Cover.
Nice.
Good shot.
These guys are immediately hitting the ground running here. Stu trying to get his flip reset. Top left. 4 down. Upper 90. You can tell what it...
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Quantum Esports Series powered by the United States Space Force. You got me, Mizu, and you got F. Dot over here as well. We'll be casting your series, the semifinals, for $10,000. We got Shock the World versus Pinch Perfect. And man, this is a matchup, F. Dot. I'm excited for this one because the winner is going to the grand finals against gentlemen who have been hot all day. The loser, they go home. It's as simple as that. We got a best of 7 on our hands here, and I'm gonna cast my prediction early. I think I've been saying it all day. I think Pinch Perfect takes this one. I think they're walking into the finals against gentlemen. I think we got 2 powerhouses gonna duke it out. But before we get there, we got a best of 7 to see if that actually happens. F. Dot, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, my first thought is that this is obviously one of the bigger matches. If you're just joining us, first of all, where you been? Second of all, this is a money match. Ain't nobody winning money right now. You win the semifinal match, you go to the finals, and you're guaranteed dough. So that's what you're looking at. Grand finals going to be fun. We get to see all the big teams go head-to-head. So Shock the World definitely looking to bring this home. The other thing I want to mention is I was trolling around in your chat, and seems like we've got some names on Shock the World that we weren't expecting. So as we jump into game here, Pitch Perfect, definitely the top card, so to speak, because of this man. Flitz is just that boy. But we've got some other players on the field, like this guy, Nightya, who also has made some waves in the scene. So we've got a contest.
Yeah, absolutely. Nightya, a rank X player. So he is a very, very high level player, but this Pinch Perfect roster is incredibly well-rounded. And I think that might prove to be the difference point between Shock the World. Pardon?
That's top cheese.
It is top cheese. That's what I'm saying. This Pinch Perfect team is surreal top cheese and Flitz. That's what I'm saying, man. This team is good, but Nightya, potentially, is he better? That's the question. Nightya is a rank X player. He's right up there with Flitz, but the two teammates of Nightya, I'm going to be completely transparent with you, I've never heard of them before, which is why they've got a perfect opportunity to make a name for themselves here, which is why this semifinals could prove to be super duper entertaining. And what a shot from Surreal, man. This is already starting off hot, F-Dot.
I mean, this is what you got to do, right? I call these low latency responses. No lag on this goal. You score on me, bang, I score on you. You've got to make these answers. This is how you wind up staying competitive because, again, you know, momentum, mental, da-da-da-da. I don't care what it is. The game is different when you're down 3 goals versus when you're tied up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And, I mean, we got Molly. Who's the other guy? Molly, Nightya, and was it God? Gad? Yeah, something like that.
God to beat Pitch Perfect.
You're not wrong. Gad and Molly. Okay, Gad and Molly. Got it. Understood. We'll see what Gad and Molly can do here. I've never heard of either of them, but if they're playing with Nightya, I would assume they're pretty freaking good because Nightya wouldn't just team with anyone. You know what I mean? So
exactly, and that's, you know, again, having these tier 2 competitions show up, we get a chance to see this sort of stuff. Nightya, that's the second goal here from Nightya, and both of them have been just like oomph. You know what I mean? No finesse. Just one was the bang from the right side, and this was just right up midfield through traffic. No fancy technique, no flicks, no off the ceiling. Just I'ma hit it. So that means what that means is the passes are coming on through. He's got help around him. So again, tier 2 competition. Shout out to Space Force for celebrating with us. This is where we get a chance to see Molly and Gad make a name for themselves.
Yeah, and I've played Nightya many times in my ranked matches, ranked 1s, ranked 2s, 3s, tournaments, 6-mans, you name it. I've played him in all of these facets, and I think that you spoke to one of the strengths of Nightya is the fact that he really isn't an overthinker. If he has an opportunity, he's just going to take it. He relies very heavily on his instinct, and all of his decisions come instantaneously. So I think catching the Pinch Perfect roster off guard with 2 quick goals plays into his strengths, and I want to see just how good Gad and Molly can be. Gad's put in a 1v3 scenario there, and that's a tough scenario to come out on top of.
And I mean, this is the opposite of tough for top cheese. This is the Nightya style play that we just saw. Just fundamentals. I'm where I'm supposed to be. The ball goes where it's supposed to be. Right? Just a phenomenal pass, and I'm here to take advantage of said pass. That is fundamental here, and we celebrated a lot of mechanics the last couple of sets. I want to see the fundies, and we're getting a chance to see it. So thumbs up to, honestly, both sides of the squad. I was set up for a dominant, like, gigantic Pinch Perfect performance. This is a good battle on both sides of the field.
Yeah, I'm honestly quite impressed with Shock the World. They're really shocking me. Can they shock the world with a win, though, over Pinch Perfect? That's the question. I really thought Pinch Perfect was just going to walk in here, potentially a 4-0 sweep and walk out, but that might not be the case. Flitz trying to make sure that is the case, though, and I know this air dribble in the top left corner was good, but this first touch right there was elite from Flitz to get it over 1, but keep it close enough to get 2, and he'll pick it up into the top left corner.
Yeah, that's Flitz coming through and saying, all right, Castle, are talking about fundamentals too much. Let me show you what I'm made of. And brought some of the finesse here. Little pop shot first touch over the defender and brings it on home. That's my favorite stuff. I like to see you dodge defenders.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is a back and forth end-to-end series. This is some crazy work from both of these teams. Nightya struggling to get the boost. Finally, the mid-right's going to spawn. It's a long clear from Molly. Top Cheese going to leave it to the back wall for Top Cheese, though. Nightya's going to play the blank. I don't even know what's going on here. This is so confusing. Both teams are just chasing the ball, and I mean, this is a scrappy series. I'm trying to predict what's going to happen, and I can't tell. Top cheese.
No.
I mean, I thought he was getting cleared over his teammate. He decided to control it, and then the other team was playing the pass, but they decided not to go. Then we got a double commit off defense here. I mean, I think there's a bit of nerves that are being played from both of these teams now, because this is not the Rocket League I'm expected from Flitz and from Nightya. They're playing well, but they're not playing at that level that I'm used to from them. The cohesion is in there, the structure is in there, the mechanics might be there, the fundamentals might be there, but not the decision making quite yet.
It's anxious gameplay. Do you know what I mean? I can see, like,
Absolutely.
like nerves. It's something different than nerves. They're just anxious. They're like real hunched over. Something's going on here. There's something to prove here with both these teams. Again, I mean, I guess reminder, minimum of 1,500 on the line here. That's pretty much what the anxiety's about. You win this, you go to follow-up gameplay, and you're in the money. Big prize pool on the line.
Oh my gosh, what a save. That was crazy. I don't know if you saw that. I know you're talking about the prize pool. You probably got the spreadsheet on a second monitor, making sure you're saying the numbers right. But that was a crazy save from Molly. That's gonna give his chance for his team potentially here. Molly's gonna look for the dunk. He gets it. It's in front of the net. What a save from Top Cheese, but there's 5 seconds left. This is still possible in game number 1. We see a 1-goal game. Will it go to overtime? Not yet. Towards the midfield, stuffed away, and it's gonna be a pinch perfect win in game number 1. But man, oh man, F-Dot, that was a 1-goal game, man, and that couldn't have been any closer. I really thought Pinch Perfect was just going to walk away with an easy series win, but 1-goal game in game 1. Could this spell a game 7 in the semifinals? That's the question.
I mean, when we get, that is the dream. That's what we want to see. I think it's after watching gameplay from game number 1, I think it's certainly possible. You know, we got a chance to see Nightya start things off like this, and strong, again, fundamental play is what we saw. We saw a little bit of fancy stuff. The biggest thing to take away from here is Pinch Perfect. Once they got their 3rd goal, separated themselves, gave themselves a 1-goal lead, they locked down on defense. I feel like I saw them change their approach to the game, become less concerned on offense, and their concern was just playing defense. And it wound up denying a lot of opportunities from the Orange squad. And as a result, they win it by 1, real tightly. And I don't expect that to really make a mark for the rest of the series. I've been banging the momentum drum a lot. I don't think this gives momentum to Pinch Perfect. This is a tough win, and both teams come in here gritting their teeth like, let's go to game 2.
I completely agree, and I'm a bit of a stats guy, so I also did, during that break while you were talking, have a look at the stats, and Pitch Perfect won by 1 goal, but they also outshot this Shock the World team 10-9. So one margin separating them on both goals and shots. The game couldn't have been closer, I thought.
Yeah, like when I see 10-9 shots in my brain, that's like a tie. That's even, right? Like there's not a huge discrepancy there. That's 1 extra boom, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, you're on the money here. This is as tight as we're gonna get, I think.
Absolutely. This is an end-to-end stuff, and a great shot again from Flitz, whose shooting percentage has been really high this series. We talked about shooting percentage in the other semifinals. FIU not quite doing enough on their shooting percentage, but it looks like Flitz is dialed in on his. Will that be a difference maker this series? Only time will tell. Top Cheese with a crazy double to clear that ball long. Gad with a free air dribble now. He's able to beat 1, but Flitz in a position to take control. Not the best touch from him, though. A shot from Nightya. Like we talked about, he doesn't overthink it. It's an empty look at the net. He's going to put it on target.
A little high, but I get the gist. Exactly what he's looking to do here. Molly now, midfield, trying to set up a teammate because she's got 3 players on top. But Nightya shows up. No control. Flitz has it over the top. And again, just 2 degrees to north.
Well, it's an empty counterattack, though. Surreal with a diving save on 0 boost. That's massive for his team. Flitz and Surreal both on 0 boost. Now Top Cheese, the only one with boost. He's not able to get a touch. It's a free shot. It's in. Nightya again has been the only player to score for his team. You saw 2 goals for Shock the World last game, both of them from Nightya. 1 goal for his team. Again in the second game, it's Nightya again. 3 goals for Shock the World after this series so far. All of them coming from Nightya. And is that a little bit too much of a reliance on him? Could that potentially hurt them throughout the entirety of this series? Flitz is going to be off the post. That is so close.
Normally I'm saying yeah. Normally I'm saying yeah if it's one guy doing all the work, but the thing is, he's doing all the shoe-in work. It's coming off of great passes. That last goal, yeah, it was Naya again off of Gad from the left side. Last time around, it was Molly from the right side. So he's fine. He's just receiving the passes, and that's a division of labor. I'm fine if he's the one getting all the goals, as long as the rest of the team is setting him up, enabling him, finding these lanes, and just going. If I can talk, I know that if I toss the ball at this guy, he'll find the back of the net. So normally, yeah, I'm 100% in agreement. But the way that Naya has repeatedly been finding it works out for me. And the fact that he's not saying that Molly can't do it also looks good.
And I really like this as well. This is an assist from Gad into a goal from Molly. 0% goal participation from Naya there. And that's exactly breaking the curse like we talked about. It's important that Gad and Molly are getting on the ends of these plays to be able to score goals without the participation of Naya. Now, he did set up the goal. He did initiate the pressure, but it's finished on a goal and an assist from Gad and Molly, I should say. Gally. That's their ship name. When they score a goal, it's Gally. Gally going for the goal. I kind of like that, actually.
I'm here for it. I like it. Right now, though, it looks like Naya likes the situation his squad's in. It's felt like it's been pinch perfect. I mean, we set it up that way, to be fair. But the gameplay is also followed suit. That can't go in.
That's another goal from Gally. A pass from Gad over to Molly. The Gally duo. And it's in the back of the net. 3-1. This is not the result I was expecting in game number 2. This is a close series. I know I keep saying it, but I'm hoping I'm not jinxing it every time. This is a lot closer than I thought it would be. Pleasantly surprised with how this is going so far.
I mean, this is a great answer. So up and what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. And you're a professional player. You're newer to this world of casting. This is what we call the caster's curse. Okay. The second you get a little excited, it goes. That said, Molly and Naya still up 1 goal, 2 minutes on the clock. And it looks like Dad going to be able to take it up here, right side. All his players collecting boosts, so nobody there for a trail. So it's going to truncate the offensive push. And they get a second look at it, but Top Cheese steps in the mid. It looks like this might be an attempt on goal here. No! Getting physical. The bump is strong, and the second attempt is off. So no goal for Surreal and the boys.
Is all I can say about that own goal. That is all I can say about that own goal. That's unbelievable from Naya. I cannot believe he put that one in. That is, and like we talked about the nerves, but that's all. I thought it was in. Molly. Oh my goodness, Gad can't find it either. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Naya with an own goal, a free look at the net for Molly, and it's not in either. Those are that's a 2-goal differential that should be in the favor of this Shock the World team, and you can't give this pinch perfect team that many freebies. You can't be own goaling there, and you've got to score that goal as well. It should be 4-1 right now, but we're looking at a 3-3 game in game number 2.
And that setup right there, where was the rest of the squad? It looked like Orange team just wasn't on the field, able to just pass it out to the mid-trailer and get it done. So easy. Bad look to be giving Blue possession again this quickly. If Molly and friends want to find this one, if FIU gets this victory, they've got to take wrestle control for the rest of this regulation. Whether we go to OT or not, whether it ends here, I need to see FIU with the ball more than their opposition.
Absolutely couldn't agree more, because I mean, if we're being transparent, Pinch Perfect is a team that's going to finish basically every opportunity that they get. We haven't seen that same shooting conversion ratio from this Shock the World team, so you've got to generate more chances. You cannot generate the same amount of chances as Pinch Perfect and expect to walk away with the win. I mean, we saw that in game number 1. They got outshot by 1 shot and they lost the game by 1 goal. You just can't expect to compete in that term of generating chances, so you got to generate more than them. And we might be seeing overtime here in game number 2, especially because Naya's blocking that one away. It will hit the ground and we will see overtime.
Good reset here. Tied up at 3. A demo to start things off. It's on the side. Molly was the one getting the demo, and Top Cheese winds up gaining control of the ball down a player. Not the outcome you want to see when you start the kickoff off with a demo. Flitz finds one of his own. We finally get the ball out of orange side. It looks like Shock the World. Going to have an opportunity to do just that. Top Cheese, defense on the right-hand side. Looking to turn it into an offensive push. Instead, it's Naya that shoves it out towards mid. Too far! What?
No way. No way. No way. No way. Naya's going to accidentally pinch it into his own net. And F-Dot, they had that game. They had it in the palm of their hand, and Naya's gonna own goal 2 times in one game. 2 times in one game, F-Dot.
Oh, that one. Listen, that one just hurts. That one just straight up hurts. Again, 1,500 minimum on the line, and you're finding these own goals. You're finding these boomer ball shots that are making it in. I'm not even dunking on the performance here. Like, these are moments that kind of can happen to anyone. It just feels really bad on this stage, dude. You've got to pick this up in game 3, and I feel like they can.
Yeah, it's just tough when everyone's watching it. Again, I'm a stats guy. They actually tied in shots that game. The shots were tied. But again, Pinch Perfect comes out with 1 extra goal. You tie in shots 2 games in a row, but lose on 1 goal. And that's exactly what you were talking about, F-Dot. You've got to generate more chances than Pinch Perfect if you intend on winning this series. Their shooting percentage is just too good to beat right now. You've got to keep generating the offense. But the thing that's so nice is Gad and Molly are doing a lot, especially in game number 2 there.
Yeah, it's been really cool kind of watching these guys step up and make a name for themselves. Like we said, we knew some of these players coming in, but not all of them. We know Naya, we know Flitz, Top Cheese. The other guys, this is the first time we're getting a chance to see them. And you could be here too. Listen, Split 2's on the way. Signups are available. As long as you're a U.S. resident and 18 plus, sign up with your squad. You can compete for this money. You can compete against these squads. You think you could do better? I know there's people chirping in chat. Show up and do it. Let's go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking. I see people saying, "No way, these guys are SSL. No way, these guys are semi-pro. This is Grand Champ gameplay." Okay. Stop yapping then. Exclamation point split in the chat. Stop yapping. It's too much talking, not enough typing. Exclamation point split in the chat. Go register, because this could be you on my stream for the second split of the Quantum Esports Series. You could be playing for $10,000. I want to see you on my stream getting casted. Exclamation point split in the chat. Don't miss the signups. Don't miss the registration.
Now, FIU hoping they ain't going to miss the back of the net, because they've been on the mark for most of the shot. It really hasn't been like, oh, they're missing. They're just not finding their opportunities. Before I was saying they need to make sure that the opponent doesn't have possession. That's different than having possession yourself for what it's worth. And I still stick to that. I think that if FIU get a couple of shots on goal, they're going to be able to convert. But it's more important to not let Pinch Perfect convert. They're just finding these opportunities a little bit more. So keep the ball on blue side of the field. And I think that's really where we find the victories, which, see, it's less simple than it sounds. It really is more about just denying the possession, more so than playing good Rocket League, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I understand completely what you're saying, and I couldn't agree more. And I mean, there's a minute and a half that's gone by, and there hasn't been a goal. I almost caster cursed it. A great save from Naya, though, with going to keep the ball out of the net and keep it 0-0. Molly with a quick counterattack. Surreal is going to look to clear this ball, and clear the ball he does, but Naya's in a great position to follow it up, and a great touch to keep possession there. We talked about the need to keep possession. Naya has to hit that ball around Surreal as the last man, but he does so such in an elegant way where he's able to maintain possession after the touch as well.
This might be an opportunity for FIU. Slowed down in the midfield. Molly able to top it up. Shoved out to the left-hand side. They're not going to be able to grab that either, but now finds a reaction of their own. 3 players in blue jerseys group up and take the opportunity away.
Naya, potentially a look at net here. This one's going to be off the back wall. Free double, saved by Surreal. Free shot from Molly. That one's on target. Naya does the most to put it on target. Surreal with a little tip, able to keep it out, but it's not going to be out for long. Molly with a drift touch to maintain control there. Flitz can't get there in time. Molly gets 2, and it's going to be in the back of the net. We have a good series here again. Shock the world up in game number 2. The question is, can they close it out this time, F. Dot?
That wasn't an easy one for Molly either. So right now, they're trying to say yes. Yes, they can close it out. It was really a lot of work to find the ball in that spot from Naya. And then Molly with the drift touch had to break out some finesse of their own. So cute stuff. Finding the first goal of this game after a couple of minutes as well, by the way. Again, tempo of the game, something we're paying a lot of attention to. Very slow this time around, which befits FIU. This is better for them than it is. This slow pace of game is better for them than it is for Flitz and the blue team, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Could not agree. Could not agree more, I should say. I'm so locked in on this gameplay. I'm so excited to see if Shock the World can actually close this one out. They should have won game 2. I cannot believe they didn't. And this series is going to look a lot different if they can't close this out. If it's 3-0 for the Pinch Perfect team, it's going to be a tough comeback for Shock the World. I hope that this goes to 2-1 for the sake of a good series here. Molly's hoping the same because that was a great save, just like you said, F. Dot.
Oh, man. Couple of strong shots. Molly gets back there like a rubber band to hit D. And now looking to shove it on out. It's going to be Gad setting it to the left-hand side. Grabs his own ricochet. Interrupted by Flitz. The ball boomed out back to the side of FIU. Should not be an opportunity here, and it won't be. Great play there. If that did turn into an opportunity, it's almost certainly a goal. Very important for FIU to clog the lanes and get there in time.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got 38 seconds on the clock here. Will we see a 1-1 game? I mean, Flitz with a great save, but he's got to get some offense going here. Is it going to go 2-0? Is it going to go 1-1? Or is it going to be a 1-0 win here for Shock the World? Only 20 seconds we'll be able to tell here. Top cheese, flip reset, saved away. It's a free shot for Gad. It's a foot race against Flitz. It's a fake. It's a 50. What a save for Flitz to keep it within 1. Surreal on the counterattack now. Gets it by 1. Can he get it by 2? Massive demo from Top Cheese. Gets it by 1. The counter. It's off the post. It's off the post again. It's off the post again. Oh my God. Oh my God. How was that not in? What happened? F. Dot, take it, man. I can't. I'm freaking out.
Listen, I don't know about the world, but they shocking the casters right now. I'm like hit by a taser. That was the Rocket League gods looking at Shock the World and saying, you deserve at least 1. The RL gods were just like, no, you know what? This is Rocket League, okay? You got to get at least 1. This is a good show. RLGs looked down and said, at least 5 games, bro. We need more of this. That was it. Sometimes the cookie just crumbles that way.
Well, Shock the World won 1-0, but Pinch Perfect outshot them 17-4. 17-4. We talked about needing to generate more chances, but they do just the opposite and they win? I'm really confused here. I really am, but I mean, if it works, it works.
All I know. Big number on top says 1-0. That's all I know. Big number 1-0. That's all I know.
Look, F. Dot, it shouldn't have been 1-0 though. Let's be so real. How is that not a goal ever?
Oh well, they did. They made it. And yeah, sometimes you get lucky. Luck is the intersection of hard work and opportunity. The gentleman dropped the ball a couple of times, and that opportunity was given to the team that put in the hard work. Shock the World now, 1-2 against Pinch Perfect, the undisputed top card of this contest between these two teams for sure. So when they come into it, I think this was a great game to really just show you how these 8 teams got whittled down from 16. This is the top. This is the best of the rest. If you're not in RLCS, you're here. And if you're not, sign up for Split 2 because you should be. So we're seeing high quality gameplay, whether it's from the team that's supposed to win or Naya and the boys.
Yeah, and I mean, Naya's going to pick up another goal. It's a great beat from Molly. Flitz was trying to find the outlet pass to Surreal, but Molly's going to get a big beat. Naya's going to get a big demo, and it's a quick 1-2 wombo combo in the back of the net. 30 seconds into this game, and Shock the World are up again. They have taken the first goal in game number 2, the first goal in game number 3, and now the first goal in game number 4.
That's what you're looking for, continuing it from that last game into the next one. A little bit of a positive hangover. But Flitz goes ahead and, Flitz answers back. It is important because it feels like Flitz has been a little quiet.
I do agree. For Flitz's standard, I think we're seeing a little bit of subpar for what Flitz can do. And I mean, that's not disrespect to him. That just means the expectations for him are just that high because he's just that good. But I think it's also really cool to note that this Shock the World team, even though they're not the favorites in this series to win it, they are actually the fan favorites. Everybody in the chat is cheering for Shock the World, and I love to see that. Every time that the ball goes in, everyone's screaming the name of the guy who scores. And I mean, that's the passion that you want to see. That's the reason these players are playing, not only for the money, but to be able to get their names out there on the big stage as well, right? Because they don't have the chances to do that. And if you want this to be you, exclamation point split in the chat to sign up for the next split and register for the Quantum Esports Series for the 2nd season. So let's get back on our way, though. Minute and a half in, we got a tie game here, F. Dot. Who do you think is going to win this game? I want to hear your prediction, because this is a close series.
I mean, right now, this game in particular, I gotta go with the recency bias. I think FIU played well, and every single game that we've seen in this matchup, FIU has improved. I think that Pinch Perfect came out at a hotter temperature, but they haven't really gotten hotter. Whereas FIU's came out a little lighter, a little cooler than the other squad, but it's made steps up each time, enough to win the game last time around. Now, we're about halfway through, tied at 1, and Naya's got possession. I don't know, man. I feel like the win.
You think Shock the World's going to win it?
FIU.
You think Shock the World's going to win it?
I think they can win this game for sure. All 7 games, big 7 set, tough.
Okay, I do agree. I think that we could potentially see a tie. Oh my gosh, that post. The post has plot armor. Like, what is this? There's plot armor. There has to be. How many times is it going to hit the post and nobody's going to follow it up? This is unbelievable. I actually can't believe what I'm seeing here. This might be the unluckiest series I've ever seen. Oh my, yeah, Naya scores. Naya gets one shot, he scores. It's the shooting percentage that we talked about, but it's actually the other way. Shock the World is the one that's finishing their chances, and Pinch Perfect, every single shot is off the post. Every single one.
And look at Top Cheese finding that as well, or getting Top Cheese getting shoved out of the way as well, is what I meant to say. The touch in there comes off of the physical play. You'll have to see it there from Shock the World, so... Man, those are the plays that wind up keeping you in the lead. And we've seen that Shock the World can kind of keep this 1-goal lead. Sometimes this can be scary for teams, especially the 1-goal lead hanging on against an established team like Flitz. That's the scary moment. But they've proven to us that they can do it, Shock the World being they. So I'm here for it. 90 seconds on the clock. Shock the World with a single goal above their opposition. Right now, not really in control of it, but...
And it's a bump, it's a bump, it's a free 1v1. Ooh! This is elite from Surreal. Look at the fake right here to open up that space. Top Cheese immediately recognizing, hey, there's space to be had here. I'm going to go for the bump on Naya. He almost gets back, utilizing the inside of the net to have his flip there, but it's just not quite enough. Surreal keeps it low because he notices that Naya is on the inside of the net high, so he keeps it low on purpose to stuff it in. That is elite level ball knowledge from both players, but Surreal barely comes out on top for Pinch Perfect.
Those are the types of plays. If you're sitting here and going like, why are these casters just talking so much about? Those are the types of plays from Pinch Perfect that make us bring these predictions. That's why they are this top card, this upper dog, this big name squad. That said, it's just enough to tie us up at 2. So we do have to find a little bit more. It's looking off the top side, finds a little bit more. It's 3-2 with 50 to go.
Yeah, and we talked about the ability to close out the match. It's a force from Naya, but Molly's just cheating too far up there. Surreal with the spatial recognition to recognize Molly's too close. I'm going to go for the bump. It opens the way for Flitz, and he's not going to miss that empty net sitter. It's a 3-2 game now. Molly with a free chance, but it's not going to be quite in. Gad's going to go for the sidewall redirect. That one's going to go wide. And now Shock the World are down with 40 seconds left. And if they lose this, they are down in the series 3-1 in a best-of-7.
This one over the top, gonna tie us up. I mean,
This is end-to-end stuff, F-Dot. This is end-to-end stuff. It's a pre-jump bump from Naya. Molly has a free look at net. Surreal goes, oh, I gotta make the save. But Molly has the composure to hit it off his wheels, get it closer to the net, and then go for the shot, making it unsavable for Surreal. That is composure under pressure at its finest.
I mean, that's breaking ankles, breaking axles. That's what you're looking to do. Again, tied up. Blackjack on the clock here. Gad has another shot on goal. Flitz is going to go ahead and meet him up top, but there is a trailer. Oh, the challenge there. Fantastic job from Surreal to knock that one because that was guaranteed goal. Instead, we might have OT on our hands one more time.
It's a tie game. Top G's going to let that one drop. We do have OT, F-Dot, in game number 4. If the orange team, if Shock the World win this, the series is tied 2-2. If they lose it, they are down 3-1 in a best-of-7 against the number 1 team in this tournament. Can they walk out with the win? And that's the question here as Naya goes for the dribble. Going to take a 50 on Flitz. This one's going to go up the left wall. It's a ball for Gad, but he doesn't have enough boost. Going to opt to play the back wall. 5th towards the corner. Naya's going to pick up the 103 jump, but Molly calls him off. Space and time now for Molly. What's he going to do with it? Immediate pinch from Top Cheese towards the middle. Shot for Flitz. Top right, saved by Naya. Cleared immediately by Molly. It's a little 1-2 to get it out. Molly's able to get one more touch, but Top Cheese in the corner. Flitz with the bump. This one's going to go up the left wall. Flitz going to go for the touch towards the middle, towards Surreal, but Molly again with another clear. Naya's in a tough spot, and F-Dot, this one's heating up.
A bit tough here. Right side. Could be Gad bringing it on up. There is a blue defender. Then it popped up, shoved out to the mid lane, but Gad all the way on the retreat. Miscommunication there. Molly now trying to shove it, pop it above the opposition, and instead it's Surreal. Nobody to play D. Gad gets there in time, sends it off course. And it's Flitz going to be setting up his teammate one more time for a re-aggress.
Oh, that was awkward for no reason. Molly getting a little bit panicky there. Gad had the free touch. Naya's got to make a crappy touch on 0 boost, but Molly's able to bail him out. Flitz off the sidewall towards Surreal. Gad has to throw this one away, and nobody on Shock the World has boost except for Molly. Molly's going to look to slow this game down in front of the net. Flitz on 0 boost. Going to opt to leave it for Top Cheese, who takes a 50. It's in front of the net again, and 0 boost heroics for every team. Back and forth, end to end. Gad has a free flip reset here. Top Cheese going to go for the block. Flitz with 100 is able to get the clear. It's a counterattack. It's a sidewall read, but Naya is able to make the clear over to Surreal. Oh my goodness, this is just pass after pass after pass on defense. Neither team slowing it down. This is end-to-end intense stuff. 2 minutes in overtime as well in the semifinals.
It's been tight for each team. A couple of opportunities that probably should have converted and wound up not, just out of sheer defensive will, essentially.
Wow.
This lazy shot almost goes in. Gad finds it anyway, and so now we're off to the races again. Molly off the wall. Naya setting it down mid. Flitz shows up in time. We've got 2:24 on the clock, counting up.
2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. That one's gonna sneak in. We talked about the pitch the previous 2 games from Naya on the own goal, but this time Gad's able to find the pinch with Top. Oh my goodness, Top Cheese goes to the air dribble. Pinches with Surreal, but Gad's able to get just 1 touch, and 1 touch is all it's gonna take to find the back of the net. And this series is now tied 2-2 in a best-of-7. We basically have a best-of-3 at this point. The first team to win 2 games is gonna go to the split grand finals against Gentlemen. There is so much on the line here, and we talked about the need for Molly and Gad to get involved and not just Naya. And this is the second game where Naya is not the MVP for Shock the World. I love to see that. We got a close series, and again, Pinch Perfect is gonna dominate on shots, 18-6. But Shock the World take the win.
All right, I won't do the same bit again. 18-6. Like, this is an interesting trend. The idea that Shock the World winds up getting they're not leading in shots, but they still wind up finding these conversion opportunities. You know, I was very confident that Shock the World was going to take this game. They were looking real good. We got to OT and everything kind of resets in overtime, but I feel like the momentum was with them. Now that we're tied up, you mentioned it, we pretty much have a BO3. Is there momentum in this game, or is it kind of both teams neutralized?
Yeah, and I mean, this is a close series here, 2-2. I honestly, I thought Pinch Perfect was going to walk out with a pretty easy win, maybe drop a game or two, but this is a lot closer than I thought. This is a series and a half in the semifinals. Both teams are passionate. They wanted to make the finals, and a great chance from Flitz, I think, who's starting to come online in this series. I like to see the aggression from him. I mean, Pinch Perfect's been dominating in shots, but it's not quite enough. It's not quite enough. They need a little bit more on their conversion, their shooting percentage, and maybe it's just the defense of this Shock the World team that's been halting Pinch Perfect. Maybe they're not used to having to play such high-level players. They've kind of breezed their way into the semifinals. Maybe they're not used to this high-caliber gameplay, this high-caliber defense from Shock the World. Maybe that's the factor that we're missing here.
Yeah, I mean, that could absolutely be a thing. I think that strength of schedule winds up being a really big deal. Who you played before, how you started your day, not even for like sort of intangible mental momentum, nice save there, but actual practice and actual downloading of what your opponent does. Are you used to the play off the ceiling? Are you used to the double touch bar down ski, like whatever it is, you know what I mean? So having stronger opponents beforehand winds up being a very important part, very important variable of how your equation winds up later on. So that one, Surreal, kind of takes care of it. Help me out here. Looked like lazy defense, but maybe I was missing something.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a great double from Surreal here. I think Nightya wanted to go for the control, thought Surreal had no boost, and Surreal's touch was a throwaway after the first touch, but he's able to utilize his boost amount to just beat Nightya to the second ball, who was the last man. Sometimes it's tough to make those shot calls. Nightya decides to make the call of, hey, I'm going to go for a counterattack here, but Surreal catches him off guard, and he's able to pick up a quick little goal for his team to go up 1-0. And again, the winner of this game right here is going to take it to game 6 on match point. So this is a big deciding match here.
Unless we make it to 7.
I hope we make it to 7. Don't get me wrong. I have no bias in who should win this, but I want to see a game 7. A game 7 semifinals would be peak cinema here in the Quantum Esports Series.
Well, that's one way to stop it. Molly with a great last-second save. Now Nightya on the run. Feels like the first time that Shock the World has had some possession this set, this game. Gad, good look on goal. Defense elsewhere. Ball where it should be.
And this is a great play from Gad to put it in the back of the net. Molly able to get it in the mid, but Gad is up to this one so fast, shooting it so quickly, catching Top Cheese off guard. I think Top Cheese thought Flitz had the ball there, so he's out of position when Flitz didn't actually have it, and the quick shot's going to catch the defense, just lacking.
Good physical play as well, but yeah, just a little out of position. Not the easiest shot in the world either. Not the hardest shot, not the easiest. So.
The difficulty there wasn't the ability to mechanically get behind that ball. It was how quickly the offensive play was executed, how quickly he jumped for that ball. There was no hesitation under pressure for that shot. That was incredibly well played. The read was perfect there from Gad, who did a really good job of putting that one on target. But Flitz now 1-1. He's going to want to get his team on the board as soon as possible. Going down in game 6 would be massive against them, as this Shock the World team has a lot of momentum in their favor. I would say Top Cheese going to pass it over to Surreal. Surreal shot on target. It's a double commit. Free shot for Flitz. He's going to put it top right corner. That's a free look at net, and you can't give a free look at net to anyone other than Flitz. This guy's going to put it top right corner every time.
Top Cheese shouldn't have even had this ball, Mizu. This was a situation, like, I couldn't tell you the player. Shock the World went up and decided to not take the ball midfield, and Top Cheese just had it. didn't directly wind up as a goal, but that possession, you know what I'm saying? They should not have
Yeah,
had that possession
absolutely. You
whatsoever.
got to maintain control. Yeah, absolutely.
Lack of challenge there. Don't like that. Bad look from Shock the World. And I'm being harsh here because we haven't seen that from them so far.
Absolutely.
So,
the standard that we're holding them to is so high because the
Yeah.
standard we're holding Pinch Perfect to is so high. And if they want to win this series, they've got to hold themselves to that standard because we're in game 5 right now and you're down by 1 when you probably shouldn't be.
as a result, you've got to bring this back to OT. This is a team that seems to like the pressure for what it's worth. Naiya's got some diamonds on this squad. Defense will be able to catch up to this, so probably no real attempt on net right here. But a high bounce might turn that around. One player surrounded by 2. Naiya's on the trail. Finds the flip, but no reset because it's interrupted. And now Gad left side looking to boom it around. The entire blue team is here. They are falling back to play D. I got a little excited. But Molly still has control. Slowing it down, though.
And 15 seconds to go. Shock the world. The orange team need a goal now if they don't want to go to game 6 down by a game on match point. Flitz looking to slow the game down. Nightya on the back wall. Wants to get a counterattack going quickly. 1 second left. If this ball hits the ground, it's over. Foot race. Molly to the side, but he can't get enough height. He wanted that ball to go up the wall for his teammate, but not enough height to keep it. And we're going to game 6.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. That one's a little bit of a heartbreaker. I think we've seen some worse off losses in our day to day. If you're just joining us, we watched a quarterfinal game and a semifinal matchup before this one. I think we've seen some bigger heartbreakers, but here that one doesn't feel good. However,
Yeah.
I'm asking you to wear your player hat here. You've played on the big stage. I feel like for Shock the World, this is a moment where, like, yeah, it's a feels bad game. You're coming in here down 3, but it doesn't feel as dismal as it might have felt. Like, do you still feel kind of fine if you're Shock the World here, 3-2?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's only a 1-goal deficit, and they have a lot of momentum going into this game. They did just win, I believe, two games back-to-back. So I do think that it's definitely possible for them. I think they have a lot of momentum. I would believe that they'd be a lot of confidence for them. I think that the comms are probably something along the lines of, all right, just keep playing our game. It's just one game, no worries. Let's not overthink. Let's go. That's probably the game plan for them, I would assume. But we're gonna see what happens because Pinch Perfect does have a lot of experience in their favor. They are a team with a lot of experience, like I said, so they potentially could adapt to this Shock the World playstyle. They have had 6 games now to adapt, so I would be surprised if Pinch Perfect keeps playing the same way. But I think for Shock the World, you keep doing what you're doing, and you hope you can edge them out.
That's the big deal. Like when we harp on this experience, like how does that actually translate to gameplay? Twofold. One, able to adapt to what your opponents are doing. So if Nightya and Molly, Gad, if they continue to just play the same game, yeah, the team that's been around the block is going to be able to adapt. Also, like longevity, nerves, keeping it kind of composed when you've got thousands of dollars on the line here, trying to win it in game 5, in game 6, in game 7, a very different feel than game 1 and 2. But what the hell do I know? Gad starts us off. 1 goal for the underexperienced squad.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, 1-0 for Shock the World in game number 6 here is exactly what you want to see. I mean, they're down. It's game 6. Pinch Perfect's on match point. You gotta win this or you're going home. Like, the winner of this goes to the grand finals. The loser of this goes home. It's that simple. Flitz is gonna put it on target. That's gonna be the equalizer. We got a back and forth game here in game number 6. But personally, I want to see a game 7. I hope Shock the World wins this. I hope it goes to game 7. But this is a close game 6.
That's leadership. Again, Flitz, surrounded by great players. I ain't never gonna say nothing bad about Top Cheese. You know, it was a good team. But Flitz is the lead singer, for lack of a better phrase. You've got to find these goals. Those are the moments where you stand up and you say, all right, I'm the leader. Got it. Let's go. Tie game.
100%. And that's a quick shot from Shock the World to try to revitalize their team. Gad putting it on target. Looking for 2. It's not a favoritive pinch for them as this one's going to go off the left wall. Another shot. Bump from top. She's looking to get a redirect, but Nightya with the counter. Air dribble. Oh, he can't find the 50. Gad's going to have to be taking this one up the wall here. He does get bumped as well. He is going to use all of his boost as well, which results in everybody but Nightya having boost. But a quick counterattack as well. This is just so back and forth stuff, man. I can't put a finger on who's going to win this series.
A little bit of a bad touch there, and contributing to my indecisiveness as well. No idea. This very easily could end here or get stretched out to a 7. Obviously, I'm always looking for bonus Rocket League. Surreal, on the other hand, doesn't want it, so sends it to Flitz. Gad's able to interrupt, however. Sends it towards mid. No defender there! We are one step closer to the big show.
Yeah, and I mean, Gad's picking up a big goal for his grandma. His grandma's actually in the chat right now. So Gad picking one up to go up 2-1 in the, like this is unbelievable stuff in the series. 2-1. Can Shock the World take it to 7? Can Gad potentially go to game 7 for his grandma? I mean, he's picking up a goal there to go up 2-1. Can they close it out? That's been the question the entire series. Can Shock the World close it out? This is the game where you've got to do exactly that. And I mean, a triple commit's not going to be looking good. That one's off the post again. It's always off the post for Pitch Perfect F-Dot. It's the post, it's the post, it's the post every single time.
They're shutting down the mail. They ain't getting nothing in the post, man. They need these shots to land if they want to find the victory now. Because here's the thing, man. Yeah, Pinch Perfect. I don't think it's guaranteed if they get to a game 7. I think if they get to a game 7, we looking at a 50-50 if we're not already there. And so Gad trying to keep it that way. Top Cheese wrestles it away. The demo might look good for blue. Gad shows up once, can't show up twice. Surreal takes it off the defender. And we're tied up at 2.
Yeah, God. I mean, yeah. That there's nothing Gad can do there. You can't let that one through if you're Molly. Molly's the only one on the team with boost there, and he just lets that slow P-roller by him in front of the net. He's put Gad in the worst possible spot, and now we have an even game here. No way. A 3-2 game! It's every time, F-Dot. I say these guys have got to close the game out, and they never, ever do. Every time Pinch Perfect come from behind and they take the lead, and it's 3-2 with a minute left in game number 6.
1:11 on the clock, make a wish. This is an eternity. 60 seconds is more than enough to score a single goal, let alone 2. This is not a moment to be concerned as that clock ticks down. Sure. And if this one becomes a 4th goal, then it's all she wrote. But at the moment, this look could be good. The demo on Nightya was really strong.
F-Dot, you talk about the caster's curse. I'm gonna make a call right now. There's a 0% chance that Shock the World come back. 0%. This is over. Pinch Perfect's gonna win it. Let's see what happens. 30 seconds to go. Top Cheese of the free ball, but he's got 0 boost here. Flitz is also gonna follow it up on 0 boost. This is a good opportunity for Shock the World. Nobody on Pinch Perfect has any boost. Surreal's gonna have to throw this one away. 20 seconds to play with here. They've got to score a goal or they are going home right now. Nightya with no boost to work with. Gonna look to control this one and take the corner. Get the corner, he does. Gad's gonna get beat. Free counterattack here for Gad. Off the wall, he misses though. Flitz with the counter, 2 seconds left. It's gonna hit the ground, it's still up. It's down. Pinch Perfect is gonna win it in game number 6. 4-2 in the series. They move on to the finals. Just like we predicted, the finals is gonna be Pinch Perfect versus Gentlemen, but Shock the World did the most to try to stop the #1 favorites in this tournament. And man, F-Dot, they were so close. They were so close, man.
So close, yet so far. That said, listen. By the way, the team that loses here does get another shot in split 2, and I'm glad, because Shock the World shocked the hell out of me. I expected a little bit, not a lot of it, and we got all of it. So thumbs up to this squad. Of course, if you want to be a part of split 2 as well, Exclamation point split means there's chat, thumbs up, do the do. But this is what we're talking about here, is that I saw great stuff out of this Shock the World team, some individual gameplay. The biggest thing that I'm impressed, though, from Pinch Perfect across the way was a lot of times, you see this all the time in Tier 2 tournaments, where the team with the big name guy doesn't get lazy, doesn't get complacent, but just, you know, they're able to play a different game. They don't really need to stand up. And when they are asked to, sometimes they struggle. What I saw here was Flitz and the guys came in, played a decent game, and then got tested. And then they cracked their knuckles and converted still. They rose to the occasion.
Yes.
That's good Rocket League.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think Pitch Perfect had a tougher time this series than they expected, I expected, or anybody expected. I think Shock the World was probably the only team that expected that series to be as close as it was. And I mean, that's probably why their team name was Shock the World, because they shocked everybody. They played a lot better than I think anybody expected them to. And that's not because they're bad. That's because Pinch Perfect is just on paper the best team in this tournament. I mean, they got Flitz and Top Cheese. Like, those guys are absolutely insane, man. Those guys are absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, like, I recognize them from doing work at RLCS, the pro level nonsense. So, yeah, these guys, those guys are definitely the strong stuff. Who else are the strong stuff? Mizu, you're pretty strong. Space Force is pretty strong. They're the ones shining the light onto our Tier 2 scene here. Like we said, 1,500 minimum are what these squads are able to get now. Both of our teams here in the finals are going to bring home that. They're playing for a larger prize pool that we'll see alongside a little later on. We've got grand finals in the future. But first, we got to find out how the seeds wind up looking. So we've got our two teams lined up. I'm going to go get a refill. We'll be right back after this.
Immediately hitting the ground running here. Stu trying to get his flip reset. Top left, 4 down, upper 90. You can tell what it means to these guys. $10,000 on the line. There's a lot of pressure that these guys are going to be under. And it's now winnable for last chance. It's possible. Now, what a shot from Enzo! Reminder, guys, last chance is down 3-1 in the series. If they lose this game, they lose the series. If they lose the series, they are eliminated from the tournament. Pyros scores! 16 seconds! Absolute cinema, bro. Can they win this game and force game 6? It's off the post. Pyros with the shot. It's mid. Troy trying to pass it to his teammate. He can't find it. We got overtime in game number 5. With how much is on the line, doesn't want to leave his teammate alone. Troy with a missed touch to the midfield. It's a free shot. Saved by Enzo on the line. Are you kidding me? Double tap now. It's going to be in. Enzo with an amazing save, but it's not going to be enough. The double tap from Trash is going to be all she wrote. Good series from you, but it's time for Unk to show you how to ball. I'm about to show you the power of the washed up, no warm-up Unk. Bang! You're not used to the speed, the elegance. Okay. This guy's so OP. This guy's broken. The Mizu Insta-chow. Dude, what was that flick? Nah, this one warm up. Warm up. Go next. I don't want to see anybody in chat talking smack. Mizu, I've never seen you dominated like this. Okay, to be fair, I'm not warm. Understand me. Watch this, chat. Up the wall. Give me that. For the one time. Get the reset, but don't use it. Jump back down. Dunk him. Lock in, Morbo. I don't know why you're laughing, pal. Okay. You're about to witness a masterclass. Never before seen Mizu reset. It's the signature. It's the signature. I'm not even going to watch the replay. I'll let him watch it for me, bro. Thank you, Morbo, for watching it. That's my average, chat. Hold this game down a little bit and get the counterattack going once they leave. He does just that. Over. Wow, 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 wow. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Morbo popping it up. Flip reset. Gonna fake it under 1. Utilizing the reset. Double reset. Morbo. That is disgusting. They are putting everything they have into defense now. They understand the importance of the defense, but it doesn't matter. They sent everything they had at Morbo. All 3 players pre-jumping Morvo. And with 3 seconds left, Morvo already pre-jumping. The fadeaway upside down angle, that is just nasty, man. He just hasn't been able to finish his chances this series, but I'm sure that that could change in an instant. What a save from Stu. Are you kidding me? Absolute cinema. Triple commit from the blue team. Nox able to get the 100 boost, but he's gonna get beat away. Cursed, free touch towards the side. 30 boosts to work with. There's another double commit. These players are feeling so panicky. You can tell this ball's in front. It's an unbelievably fluky goal for the blue team. Noxus chucking this one in front. Trash gonna clear it out, but it's right back to Noxus's car. Noxus, 50 boosts to work with. A little bit of a tough spot here. Immediately dunked away by Bubbly Reaper. Nox is gonna look for the redirect here. It's in! The captain of Cursed Choxes. It's within 1. In game number 7, everything on the line here. Cursed, kickoff goal. It's in! You've got to have better kickoff organization. The midfield, the only player with boost on the team is the last man here. Stu, who can't find it, but Bubbly Reaper able to keep it alive for now. Bubbly Reaper throwing to the side. Trash looking to get in position, but he can't find it. It's cleared away by none other than Noxus. GG's indeed. Gonna throw this one towards the midfield. Are you serious? Happy Apricot 12. Gonna get on the end of that. A hard cut inside. Early beating his man. Nando does the most to get in front of it. Deco gone. Gonna take space. Looks to the air dribble. Looks to the flip reset. Looks to the space again. Nando popping this one up. Gonna go off the back wall. The double touch. Nando! This game is all you! I'm sure these players are so nervous right now, but we're gonna see who can step up to the plate when the nerves matter the most. Deco gone in front of the net. Potato's awkward now. Gonna get a miss. Free shot, Fernando. Saved away. Are you kidding me? But pinched in by none other than Deco gone again. Are you serious? What a save from Potato, but Deco gone there again. 20 seconds now. Bonds passes it over. Big whip from Nando in front of the net. Oh my gosh, Stunt almost missed that, but throws this on target. Oh my God, what an equalizer. Now on towards the mid, Bonds with the save. Happy Apricot awkward, but will opt for the clear. 0 boost to work with now, able to get the dunk. It's one last look for the blue team here. Deco gone, 1v2. It's crossbar, unreal. Stunt towards the side. Everyone on this orange team is going to be low. Nando gets the demo. Stunt on 0 to clear. Bonds, it's empty, and it's in. Everyone on the orange team with no boost. They had to go, but a massive beat from Bonds on Decogon, and a Game 6 overtime win to win the series 4-2. Congratulations, Doug.
Today, space is essential not only to our way of life, it's absolutely critical to the modern way of war. GPS, ATMs, cell phones, gas pumps, traffic lights, power grids, guided missiles, surveillance, RPAs, ground combat control. There's no such thing as a day without space operations. You just don't see them. Earth is only half the battle. Cyber attacks and jamming of our satellites. Microsatellites that can create a debris field. At 17,000 miles an hour, a piece of metal the size of a coin can be weaponized. Now is the time for a military branch with a clear and singular focus on space. A military branch that protects the hopes and dreams of America and our way of life as the space domain becomes more and more contested. It's time for another giant leap. The United States Space Force is being built from the brightest minds across the space operations of the Air Force, our joint services, and the private sector. We aren't just getting ready for the near future, we're getting ready for the 22nd century. When our enemies ask, what if? We will have an answer. When foreign powers can build bases on the dark side of the moon, when private companies are inventing a new economy beyond our planet, we need to stay one step ahead of the future. The future is where we'll make history. We will fight in an environment with no up or down, no left or right, where there are no borders and nowhere to hide. Our Space Force is defending our country, here on Earth and wherever our mission takes us. As commerce and exploration expand, we will imagine the unimaginable, anticipate the inconceivable, and prepare for the impossible. We won't just think outside the box. We'll think outside the atmosphere, in one of the most challenging environments ever known.
One full scoring. Yeah. One more.
Yeah, 30. Yes.
Step right. Nice. Fine. Okay. Yeah, one on.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm out. You're bombing? No.
Oh, yeah. I'm full. Before I wall. Cover. Ah. Good shot.
These guys are immediately hitting the ground running here. Stu trying to get his flip reset. Top left, bar down, upper 90. You can tell what it means to these guys. $10,000 on the line. There's a lot of pressure that these guys are going to be under. And it's now winnable for last chance. It's possible now. What a shot from Enzo! Reminder, guys, last chance is down 3-1 in the series. If they lose this game, they lose the series. If they lose the series, they are eliminated from the tournament. Pyros scores! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Quantum Esports Series powered by the United States Space Force. We got the grand finals, best of 7. It's going to be Pinch Perfect versus Gentlemen. And what a series we have here. The #1 seeded team against the #2 seeded team. I mean, we all figured it was going to be these two teams playing, but it is actually happening. You guys are really lucky you're getting to watch this because not only are these teams insane, they are super close in skill. Look at that bracket. They both fought tooth and nail. Best of 7 after best of 7 to get here. After 4 weeks of gameplay, they are in the grand finals of the Quantum Esports Series. F-Dot, what are we thinking?
I mean, so far, this is the competition we got a chance to see today, and it was dope. Shocked the world. They wind up with an L, but they do what their name says. They surprise kind of all of us, holding Flitz's Pinch Perfect to the fire. And then on the other side, Gentlemen and FIU Varsity. Gentlemen led by G-Man. This squad looked real good. We got a chance to watch them in the first round as well against Nox's, Cursed, etc. And they did well. They looked real strong in both of their matchups. Now, we're guaranteed, Pinch Perfect and Gentlemen, guaranteed in the money. Because it's
Yeah, 100%, man. And I'm excited because the team that wins this right now, both teams are in the finals, obviously, but $2,500 is currently what each team not is competing for currently gets. So the winner of this gets $4,000. The second place guy gets $2,500. So they've already guaranteed $2,500. Now they're competing for $4,000 here in the finals. The team that wins it is going to walk away. There's only one best of 7 that separates the two rosters. I'm really excited. What are your predictions for this series? We got Gentlemen versus Pinch Perfect.
I mean, I feel like I feel like I have to go with the easy gamble here, which is Pinch Perfect. They're coming through with some big names on the squad. We've got Flitz of Arlson. We've got Top Cheese. He's got a fancy title as well. These are guys that have been around the competitive world, around the competitive scene, and have done the thing. They have gotten some big accolades. I feel like that's what I have to do, man. But the performance that we saw from Gentlemen earlier, like I'll put it in ink. I'll give it to you. I'll go with the easy one and go Pinch Perfect. But I have a feeling you might have something else cooking because the real nitty gritty, I think it's less cut and dry than it seems on paper.
Yeah, so I think we're going to get this series underway, but really quickly before we get this series underway, I'm actually going to predict Gentlemen to win. I know Pinch Perfect on paper is supposed to be the better team, but I actually think Gentlemen's going to win. We saw a commanding 4-0 sweep from Gentlemen in the semifinals. Pinch Perfect wasn't as commanding. They won 4-2, which isn't quite the same. I think regardless, this game is going to go to Game 6 or Game 7, but this is going to be a crazy series, and I wanted to quickly correct myself. They're competing for $4,000. Second place gets $1,500. My apologies, not $2,500, but the first place team gets $4,000. So there's a lot of money on the line. That is a $2,500 difference. So if my math is correct.
The tier 2 scene, like that's really the thing, is that like this is big money for the tier 2 scene. And again, got to give a shout out to our friends over at the U.S. Space Force for taking a look at some of the overlooked or never looked at players now getting a chance to put themselves on a pedestal in the spotlight, make some plays. And like I said, there are right now RLCS is on, and there's some poor dude on those orgs whose job it is to watch this tournament and see if somebody should be replaced. Like that's exactly where the tier 2 players wind up coming from. So great to see this level of competition. Already up 1-0 is Pinch Perfect. And G-Man trying to wrestle control here. Blue team has the ball, trying to keep it, but Surreal says no way. Winds up coming down mid, but the comms are to fall back. Flitz is already on the retreat.
Yeah, and I mean, this is going to be a good series no matter what here. I'm excited to see how this one plays out. I mean, Pinch Perfect, probably the team that is on paper going to win this one, but I mean, this is going to be a close series. This is going to be a really close series, and it's 2-0 already for Pinch Perfect, and I mean, Flitz is picking up a 2-0 lead.
And a 2-0 lead very quickly, I might add, which is, well, okay, let me take that back. I mean, it's been over a minute. It feels faster. Why does it feel like that happened in like 20 seconds?
Yeah, okay. I don't really know. I mean, Flitz is picking up 2 goals really early for his team. I don't know why this is happening so quickly. I honestly thought we'd see a lot of a low-scoring game here, but I mean, I think Pinch Perfect is comparing the defense of Gentlemen to the defense of Shock the World in the semifinals. Because Shock the World had some crazy defense last series. So.
Big difference that we saw there was just strong defensive stuff. Out of the Gentlemen, I saw more offense. That was really important. Their defense stepped up when they needed it, but it was really just a popcorn offense that I saw. What I mean by that is just like shot, 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 shot. And this, well, shot. Coming from the other side, Surreal finds number 3 for the team, number 2 for him specifically. And so a nice look here, just kind of nothing fancy, honestly, Mizu. Just
it was a good beat on the last man there, and 3-0 for Pinch Perfect is not how I expected this series to start. That I'm quite surprised by that, F-Dot. I'm actually really surprised by that. I really thought Gentlemen would come out a little bit stronger, but you know what? I'll give it to Gentlemen. I'll give it to Gentlemen. I just considered something. Maybe this is playing a factor, F-Dot. Gentlemen's kind of been iced. They've been sitting out doing nothing for about an hour, whereas, you know, Pinch Perfect just coming off of a hot victory against Shock the World. That was a really close series. These guys are feeling ready to go. Maybe that little playing a factor in game number 1 here. What do you think?
I think you're totally on the money. That's definitely something that's real. Players get bothered when they've got to sit there for too long. They're jumping in quick play and just messing around. It's a necessity. And so, yeah, I think that's very real. I think that it's a game 1 thing. You've got to put up at least 1 goal here. But if this winds up being an L for G-Man, or for Gentlemen, then I'm not overwhelmingly concerned because of what you said, as long as game 1 gets them into gear for game 2. If game 2 looks slovenly like game 1 has, then we've got a problem. But I think You're on the money here. They're a little cold.
I completely agree. I think Gentleman is a little bit cold, and I mean, Flitz is not. He's picked up a goal and a crazy save on Anxiety's flip reset earlier as well. Flitz going for the Psycho attempt there, which would have been insane, but he'll pick up his second save of the game here. 2 minutes or just under to go now, and Gentlemen really need a goal. Regardless if they come back or not, they need the momentum. They need the confidence, like you talked about in the first quarterfinals. Flitz going for another Psycho here. A lot of Rocket League is confidence, and Flitz going for 2 Psychos in the first game here really shows that Pinch Perfect is coming.
Looking, look cute, feel good. Look good, feel good. That's what he's looking for.
Look cute, feel good. Yeah, I mean, Flitz is feeling cute right now as he goes for another sidewall. He's feeling pretty cute.
And I mean, listen, he's gotten this far in the money, 1,500 guaranteed. And of course, bigger picture, maybe more important than the money, looking good in front of your friends. Flitz right here, looks good in front of everybody. That's number 4.
And he's got the disco ball too. He's feeling really good, taking his time, flat spinning out, getting his flip reset, looking for the double touch, almost had it too, but he's got the disco ball. He's jamming, he's teching, he's feeling good after game 1. He's picked up a brace for himself. He's got a couple good saves, probably team MVP. We'll see the stats after this game, but now Flitz is feeling good. Everyone on Pinch Perfect feeling good, and I genuinely think that Gentleman's just a bit iced right now.
Yeah, I got to agree here. That's the biggest thing, as well as getting back into it. That's a skill set. That's part of being a professional player. Yes, you were sitting out for an hour. Yes, you were doing it. I don't care. Like, I'm not mad at game, but again, getting back into form is just as important as knowing where your boost is and hitting your flip reset. That is a part of the game. And game 1, like I said, you're allowed at the best of 7. That's a zillion games. That's 35 minutes of regulation gameplay. Go ahead and mess up 5 of it. But the rest of it has to come into point.
100%, I've thought. I think your calls have been pretty on point today. I do agree with that take quite a bit. The only thing we disagree on is the winner of this series, but I might be regretting my choice after this game 1, but I do think that Gentleman can play a little bit more clinical coming in here into game number 2. I think that wasn't a performance that they're probably very proud of, but I mean, again, they got iced. I do believe that they sat out for over an hour waiting for this match, whereas Flitz and Co literally just finished their game like 10 minutes ago. So that's going to play a difference. You keep talking about strength of schedule. I've never heard of that before, but now that I have, I'm going to have to agree.
Playing the concept, like playing against harder opponents earlier on versus easier opponents early on. How strong were your guys before each other? Did you have to rise to the occasion? Who had a harder path here? It's like lifting weights. If you're lifting the heavy stuff, step by step is going to be easier to grab rather than going from 30 pounds to 70. And so Pinch Perfect, they've had some tough opponents in front of them, gentlemen. They looked like they had an easier time making it here. So
yeah, I do agree. FIU didn't quite put up the display that I think we were looking for from a team in the semifinals. Whereas Shock the World really shocked everybody. They played fantastic Rocket League, and I think that really had Pinch Perfect ready to go here in the finals. And we're going to see if Gentleman can step up. A great save from G-Man. He's got to get 2, though, and 2 he does as Flitz looks to take the corner. Getting a touch towards the midfield now in a pinch. It's an own goal, but you can't blame the defender in this position. He's got a challenge because he has to watch the solo play and the pass. Flitz recognizes that and just quickly throws it in front of the net, and G-Man can't block it in time. That's a play I've done 1,000 times, and people in chat have probably done as well. An own goal in that position is not really an own goal. It's kind of a force your hand into your own net type of play.
Yeah, it's a deflection type deal, right? Like it's not a silly "I'm gonna make fun of you, egg on your face" moment. It's just What was rough was the defense was all coalesced on the right side of the net. If there was somebody shading left, maybe they would have found the block instead. A little bit of a clump up, but still just 1 goal and an opportunity for Gentlemen to find something of their own, as they do have possession, but they're not doing anything with it, Mizu. They've just kind of tossed it around left to right, no real shots as a result of their possession. And so a lowercase p.
A lowercase p indeed. And I mean, talking about p, the post. The post has not cursed the Pinch Perfect side this series so far, which was a bit of a curse for them last series. So it's good to see that they're actually finishing their chances this time around. But Gentleman has got to get something going. They really, really do. You can't let Flitz walk into your defensive end and just continue to cook you like Gordon Ramsay cooking chicken.
Not at all. It's kind of what's been happening. The defense is raw. Pick it up a little bit, get it done, because right now Flitz has just been kind of walking down Main Street. And I'm asking so aggressively because we've seen Gentlemen pick up that defense earlier on in today's broadcast. So they're totally capable of it. And Flitz is not putting on a clinic. He's had some cute shots on goal, had some moments. He looks really good. Better than, but not by an unreasonable margin. This is totally a game that the Gentlemen can get back into. A great save here from G-Man. That might be the energy catalyst that the squad needs. But this is what's happening every time. Surreal shows up, top shit. They don't even make like some crazy play. Like I said, they're just getting in the way. They're clogging up the lanes, Mizu, and it's paying dividends.
Absolutely, it is paying dividends indeed. I mean, they're 1-0 up in the series right now, and they're looking to cash out and make it 2, but a shot for Gentlemen. They get on the board. Creed gets it midfield, but a great demo play from G-Man to open up that space, demoing Flitz, the team captain for Pinch Perfect, and it's going to be a 1-1 game here in game number 2. Just 2 minutes to go.
Love this adaptation, bro. Like this was, I just said, the defenders are just everywhere. They're always in the passing lane. So what do? You demo. So they're literally camping. That is the adaptation we want to see.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And we got 2 minutes here to decide who's going to win game number 2. This is a big game here. Will it be 1-1 in the series, or will it be 2-0 for Pinch Perfect? Only time will tell. Anxiety trying to get the ball mid to G-Man, who gets it mid to Creed, who gets it mid back to Anxiety, but Surreal able to get the touch out for now. Flitz with the long clear. That's going to be on target. That's going to be on target. It's a save from G-Man, who reads it off the crossbar while fading away, but he can't get the second, and Flitz follows it up. This touch from G-Man was elite, but he's on 0 boost. Creed gets dug. G-Man can't get there. Anxiety has to avoid the bump from Top Cheese, and Flitz finds the net.
That's why we have replays, because I was sitting here like, where was defense? What's happening? But the play from Top Cheese was so important, because I saw the first two, and I was like, where's the third? Oh, tackled by Gasol, essentially. So great job there. Really important physicality coming out to force that goal in here. Now we got a 2-1 game, 70 seconds on the clock. Totally doable for Gentlemen, but only if they get off their half of the court.
Yeah, and physicality is the key word. I mean, you're seeing it more and more at the pro level. Rather than going for a flip reset air dribble, players are opting to take a flip reset and using that flip to bump the defender and open up space for the team. And as you can see, Flitz doing exactly that, taking an air dribble, bumping the defender, and giving his teammate a free chance. Both the last goals have come off the backs of bumps from the second man. So we're going to see if that's going to play a large factor in this high-level gameplay. Again, another demo coming through for the free shot. That one's going to go wide. Anxiety tries to get 2. He'll be able to find it, but G-Man's not there. Quick counter now. That one's on target, and that is clinical transition play. Flitz over to Surreal, over to the net. Even though Surreal's on 0, he's in a great position to beat out G-Man, and it's 3-1.
I love watching moments like this because it's what I say is it's when you can see the comms, right? As soon as that ball went up, they knew it was a goal. They saw that there was no defender back there. Shove it down mid, an easy defendable shot if somebody was there to defend. This is a transition play. You just get the break, like you don't even get the breakaway. You just shoot it from a distance like Bette Midler. That's exactly what you're looking for, and it brings you back to 3 above 1. Counting down to the final moments of the game, and it looks like Gentlemen are going to have a tough time finding the back of the net here. If they did, we'd have a conversation. Instead, we get a period. It's going to be the end of game number 2.
It is the end of game number 2. Indeed, a good save from Surreal to make sure they're up by 2. Not give any momentum or consolation goals. But now the series, the grand finals of this split 1 for the Quantum Esports Series is 2-0 for Pinch Perfect in this best of 7. It's heating up. Can Gentlemen bring it back, or will we see a 3-0 to start the best of 7? That'd be crazy if we saw a 3-0 into a reverse sweep. I don't know, F. What are you thinking?
A big question I want to ask you. Do you think game 2 was a better performance than game 1 from the Gentlemen?
I think so.
This was
I think that's the thing we were talking about, is their need to warm up a little bit. Unfortunately, they did throw a free game away, but I did think that game 2 was a lot more competitive, and it could have gone either way. I completely agree.
Yeah, it's kind of that's where I was getting, was like, this might be, it's 2 above none, which isn't the worst feeling in a BO7. You still feel like you're in it. I'll be honest, I've competed here and there, lost, and like 3-0 is when it feels like the world's on your shoulder. 2-0, we can still win this. Ain't no
Yeah,
doubt.
it's a conversation at that point, right?
Exactly.
Because if you win this game here, now it's 2-1, and even if they lose the next one, it's 3-1. It's still comebackable. 3-0, that's an entirely different conversation. And so this game could really dictate the tempo of the rest of this series. G-Man understands the importance of that, gets a diving save. Can he get 2? He will get 2, like Spider-Man on the inside of the net there, able to pick it up. But Flitz looks for 2, saved away again. And Gentlemen understand just how important this game is. The defense holds strong. G-Man gets the clear, and man, oh man, just a minute in, this is unbelievable, F-Dot.
Top Cheese with the demo of the game. That was a guaranteed goal from Anxiety, but Top Cheese smacks him in the back of the head. Fantastic, fantastic demo. Necessary play. If it doesn't happen, we're looking at a difference on the scoreboard. Creed's got another opportunity. Foot shows up right in the nick of time, exactly when he needs to. And this looks like it's going to be orange ball here. Top Cheese gets it snatched away from Anxiety. But G-Man, a little far away, still able to find a shot. And Flips is just sitting in net like Gibbs.
That's got to be a goal, though. That is the equivalent of a penalty shot in football or soccer. When you have the whole net to shoot at, the defender's reacting, you can't shoot it down the can. You got to hit the corner there. G-Man's going to be kicking himself. He normally scores those opportunities, and we still have a tie game here in game number 3, when in reality, Gentlemen should have taken the lead in the game for the first time this series.
Unfortunately, fortunately, depending on who you're rooting for, didn't happen. Right now, we got a 3-minute game. Nil up top. And Creed, yeah, I didn't think so, doesn't really have possession of this one. It's Flitz, gets it snatched away, but I think he still has control. Bardowski, and a touch. It's 1-0. Flitz on top.
And Flitz is just too good, man. This was a crazy good shot off the crossbar, but he immediately reads it for the double. And it's a great play from Flitz, but it's ball control that I expect to be a little bit more clinical from G-Man. G-Man has the free clear, but instead of hitting the corner like you need to be able to do at a high level, he hits it off the side wall, which gives Flitz the free ball. And now G-Man has gotten his team scored on and missed a shot he should be scoring. I expect a little bit more from G-Man, not because he's playing bad, but because of how good he is. I think G-Man should be stepping up to the plate more than he is this series.
He's got it. You know, again, we talked a lot about how your team leader, right, winds up being important, even if it's just intangibles. And that's, you know, who's the one that hypes up the squad in comms? Who's the one that scores that goal that gets everybody amped again? G-Man, we're looking at you. Gotta be this dude. Trouble in traffic in front of the net. Flitz has all the time in the world. Creed's here. Meets him. Wins the chow. And it's going to be G-Man left side. Taken out of the game by Flitz. And again, Surreal careening down mid. Help from Cheese. Back of the net is good. 2-0.
And I believe this is the first goal this series with the 0% participation from Flitz. It's a good pass from Surreal towards the midfield. Top Cheese does well to get a beat, but the shot placement is elite from him to put a top left corner bar down. And now we see a 2-goal lead for Pinch Perfect. This game is not going how I'd expected, and Gentlemen probably saying the same for them as well. They really should, based on the opportunities that have presented itself this series and this game, Gentlemen should be winning this game right now.
I'll be straight up. I know I predicted, what's it called? Flitz's squad to win, but I was really being nice to you because it's your stream. I thought Gentlemen was going to win, and I let you take the prediction. I did not expect this type of performance out of Gentlemen. I expected more, dude.
Yeah, I'm expecting more from Gentlemen and G-Man specifically. I'm a bit disappointed from how they've kind of displayed themselves. I know that it takes a little bit to get back into it after you've been iced, but it doesn't take you 3 games. And it's
Yeah.
been 3 games now. It really has been anxiety with a good challenge, but Gentleman has got to get something going now, or this series is going to be over.
52 on the clock. Totally enough time to make this happen. Anxiety wanted to take it up the right-hand side, finds the wrong angle, and the top cheeses ball one more time. There's a trailer in the mid, but it's sent off errantly. G-Man, what?
It was empty.
That's the moment, dude. That's the moment that you've got to convert, man.
That's what I'm saying. G-Man has had those opportunities because of how good he is as a player. He's generating those chances for himself. He's in the perfect spot. He's done 99% of the work, but it's that last 1% he hasn't been able to convert on, and it's a bit disappointing for all of the Gentleman fans out there. G-Man's got to do just a little bit more.
The angles are here. We're just not seeing the conversion. Creed, got to make this happen, big boy. 4 seconds on the clock.
Pinch mid, it's a shot.
Go. Put it in. Creed gets it. 1 second on the clock. New kickoff. It could. It might. We got a chance, baby.
I mean, I'll say it. If Gentlemen bring this back, I'm giving everyone in my chat $1 million.
I'm in chat.
In GTA.
No. Oh, I didn't hear the GTA part.
And a fake kickoff is gonna kill the game. That's a good play. That's a good play. Pinch perfect. Gonna go for the fake kickoff to say, hey, that's gonna die. We're gonna make sure that ball does not find the air, and that's really well played from Pinch perfect. Well played to those guys. Man, oh man, Gentlemen, they are a fantastic team, but are they fantastic enough for 4 wins in a row? That's the question F dot. I don't know if any team is fantastic enough for 4 wins in a row in a final against Pinch Perfect. I don't know, man, but we're going to get right underway here into game number 4. They need at least the first goal of this game.
Yeah, give me game 4. I agree. You gotta be the first ones on the board. It is, and you know what? Like, sometimes I feel dumb when I sit here and I'm like, oh, you know, momentum, it's important. But this game is so freaking mental, man. It really matters getting up there and changing the pace of the game, because that's the tangible for the intangible. Getting the 1 goal makes you guys feel good, but it also changes the way you can approach. If the game ended right here, you have the victory, so you're able to play a little slower, able to play more defensively, etc., etc., etc. So there's some method to the madness, but basically, y'all got to score real quick.
At the end of the day, that's all it really is. And
yep.
You know, if Gentleman does get swept here, you gotta wonder, is the transfer market open? Are we gonna pick up a new player for the team? Do we see Dekogon, Destroyer of Worlds?
Oh no,
Gentleman, he's put up a good.
That's the boy.
Good first split. No, he's the guy. I mean, and Flitz, talking about the guy. Flitz does it all. Literally 1v3 here, catching the ball, taking it to the ceiling, beating Creed, faking Creed, pinching 1, 50ing 2, beating G-Man. It's a literal 1v3 from Flitz, who he said is probably the best player in this tournament, of course, other than Dekogon, Destroyer of Worlds. But Flitz gonna pick up a 1v3 to take the lead.
That's the first time that I really saw that I'm better than you diff all day, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's the first time that he pulled out all that stuff. We've seen him play well with the team. We've seen him shut down a little bit. Great save by Anxiety. But we haven't really seen Flip do the full kick flip to Indy over thing. 2 guys, you know?
The Flitz thing. Yeah, we haven't seen Flitz be Flitz yet, 100%.
And that was a little taste.
Can he keep doing that, or will G-Man step up to the plate? I mean, that is the big question. We've had a lot of questions because I think a lot of these games haven't really been going according to script, which I think is why we play these matches, because no one really knows what will happen. But I'm kind of surprised that we're down 0-3.
Same. Like, 1,000,000% same. No showmanship here. I'm surprised and, you know, a little upsetty. Not in a disappointed or dad way, but in a, I like this Gentleman team. I think they're fun to watch, and we haven't seen what we saw earlier today here in this matchup. Even that right there, a little sloppy possession, just a couple of shots on goal, a little snore fest, and then bam, right back in the hands of the orange team.
Flitz almost hit one of the craziest shots I've ever seen in my entire career, but saved away on the back wall. So well played there to Creed, but that would have been ridiculous from Flitz. I think he's really heating up, which is a dangerous proposition for this gentleman team, but G-Man coming online, saved away by Surreal, but it's just not good enough for G-Man. The shot placement, Creed does it all though. The double touch. Gentleman's coming online. They're generating chances. G-Man might not be finishing, but Creed says, fine, I'll do it myself, and picks it up in the bottom right corner to tie this game. And that is a lifeline and a half for Gentleman now.
Now, if you've been vibing with us all day, we watched Gentleman earlier on, and it was all Creed. I know G-Man is the guy, but Creed was the one putting on a performance early. So here, when his team is not performing, if Creed goes ahead and puts on the backpack and shoves everybody in the Jansport, I'm here for it, man. Go ahead, score these two, get into the hat trick, make it happen, give me a game 5.
Look, at the end of the day, yeah, it's important to be a team player, but when you're in the finals, do what you gotta do to get the win, man. If you're hot-handed, just say, give me the freaking ball and start cooking. If Creed's cooking, Creed's cooking.
Feed the hot hand. That is, I don't care what you're playing. Any team game, you gotta recognize that 2 people just got demoed. G-Man still shows up and gets the save. Double demo, still denies back of the goal. That's important.
I mean, we got 1 minute, 50 seconds. Pre-jump passing play, top cheese. What a save from G-Man. I thought that could have been the finisher, but anxiety, air dribble bump. It's gonna be the post. Are you kidding me? Back mid, G-Man finds it. What a play. This is elite from anxiety, but Surreal bumps him back into the post when he goes off the post to make the save, but G-Man's able to get the beat and put it top right corner, and finally G-Man finds the back of the net.
And very important, like, you gotta trust your teammates, meaning take the free jump when they're passing, etc. But you also need to provide the follow-up, right? Like, maybe anxiety gets that himself, but if G-Man doesn't come through with the follow-through, we don't see that goal at all. Very important that he didn't trust his teammate there to finish.
You're right. Absolutely, F-Dot.
You know, got it.
That is a good shout, exactly. It's important to follow up your teammates in those positions, and I mean, we see a gentleman lead here in game number 4. This is good. It potentially could be 3-1. I'm caster cursing everything. How are they not scoring that? How? Sway, how?
I mean, listen, it's plot armor, baby. The RLGs need us to get a game 5. Flit's trying to tie this up. We got 17 on the clock, counting down to what could be the end or the force of a game 5. The dagger denied, but still in a bad spot.
No way. No way it's an empty net into a counterattack. No way. Jose. Pinch perfect with the counter. I mean, it's a free ball for Flitz. He's going to pass it to Surreal. Top cheese. Free flick. No way. No way. Oh, my God. Dude, if they came back there, my heart would have been in my stomach. My heart would have been in my stomach. I would have felt so bad, man. Unbelievable, F-Dot.
I was like, ground it, dude. Just ground it, dude. Just
put that ball on the ground, man. Please. I was like itching. I was like, put that ball on the ground, please.
Back into it. And again, friends, like, this is good Rocket League. I'm excited to be here. Mizu, thanks for bringing me, dude. This has been dope.
Yeah. This is fantastic, F-Dot. Thanks for coming, man. I mean, it's been a pleasure casting with you the entire day. We got our last series of the day. We got the finals of the Quantum Esports Series. And, I mean, it's 3-1 in the series. Like we talked about, 3-0, it's pretty difficult to come back. 3-1, that's a different conversation. 3-2, now we're playing ball. This game, I genuinely believe this game decides the series. Obviously, if Pinch Perfect walk away with a win, they win the series. I think if Gentlemen win this, we see a game 7 and potentially a reverse sweep. So I think that this game really will decide basically the series. I think there's a lot on the line here right now.
Dude, I'm in 100% agreement, actually. I think this game is so important right now. And it's less to do about, like, you know, making the other team feel bad and more about really getting your wheels underneath you and understanding
100%.
how you, like, move from last game to this game. You found what it takes to find the victory. If you emphasize that and really double down here, then I know you have what it takes to consistently find the victory. Too high.
Oh my God, G-Man with the craziest save I've ever seen, and then a pass out of the back to Creed who almost slots it. This is starting off hot in game number 5 here. 3-1 is the series lead for Pinch Perfect, the orange team. So I'm excited to see how this one plays out now. Can Gentlemen bring this back? We're going to see. Anxiety's got no boost. Flitz goes to the double. Top Cheese of the bump, but saved away by G-Man. Creed to chase now. Surreal a bit awkward. Looks for 2 here. Flitz tries to bail him out. Will it happen? Instead, Top Cheese takes it towards the midfield. No one on the end of it. G-Man towards the right wall. Looks to the ceiling. Double. He'll put it forward. Surreal's in a tough spot now, and Creed's going to go for the block.
Slow down. Surreal tackles in midfield. Anxiety keeps it out of the hands, but winds up giving it right to Top Cheese. Important contest by G-Man. Anxiety, again, going to look to make it downfield. Left side, couple of players. Creed goes back to get boost, so no real score opportunity just yet. A demo opens up the world for Flitz's team. Flitz comes up with 2 demos, and Top Cheese, nobody home, delivers the package.
Hey, there's 3 minutes left, though. There's 3 minutes left, though. It's possible. It's not over for Gentlemen. They are down in the game, and they're down in the series 3-1. They lose this series, and they do not win the finals, obviously, but it needs to be said for those just joining us. There's a lot on the line here. There is a lot on the line. So,
big picture, both of these teams will be at the grand final, so we're playing for seeding, so definitely a big deal, but you're a player. I'm a player. Ain't nobody want to leave this one with an L.
I mean, there's money on the line, too, right?
True.
$1,500, right? So, 100%. These guys want to get the win here and hopefully get their way in all the way to the grand finals for $4,000. But it's 1-1. G-Man is going to pick up a goal to equalize, and that's exactly who you want to see getting on the board. We talked about the importance of G-Man scoring these goals, and he's going to pick up another one for his team. And now Anxiety's going to go for a quick challenge on Flitz, which is good because you don't want to be giving Flitz space and time. This is going to be a high pop ball, but Top Cheese going to throw this one wide. Creed staying in a perfect position to follow that one out, but it's a free shot. Not gonna be a save. I thought Anxiety had that one. I don't know how this ball worked forward. Creed's in a tough spot. Flitz with a pinch, but that shouldn't be getting by the defense there. That's a bit poor from the Gentlemen. You want to be seeing a little bit more, and now Pinch Perfect taking a bit of a Mickey Mouse goal going in, and it's 2-1 now.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that one. Just a little slow on the defense. Like this, that's a mistake. That's not a huge deal if this is game 1 or game 2. But since we're here in elimination match, those are the ones that are going to keep you up a little bit. So as long as you find an equalizer goal, we all forget about that moment, and it doesn't matter. But if this game winds up ending 2-1, we all looking at that with a magnifying glass.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you couldn't be more accurate with that statement. And I mean, it's going to be a tall order now for the Gentlemen, but I think it's absolutely possible. This team is very, very good. I think if anyone's going to bring it back against Pinch Perfect, it's going to be these guys. Anxiety.
Getting stuffed up. Anxiety, I thought, might have had a shot, but 2 players coming together to shut it down. G-Man has an opportunity to shove. Does he have a trailer? Anxiety is aiming for the truck. Tied up at 2, just under 90 seconds.
And G-Man's going to get a crazy good pass towards the midfield to Anxiety, who's going to get a freebie goal. But things to be said there. G-Man getting a really good dunk on 0 boost, beating out the defense. And the defense of Pinch Perfect has been pretty solid all day so far, I say that. And Surreal completely whips the ball. I understand now why Caster Curse is a thing, because that's unbelievable. I can't believe that. I have never, ever seen Surreal miss that ball, ever. And I said, the Pinch Perfect defense is just too good, and then he does that.
Here's the big thing for me, though. Listen, Gentlemen have been missing these easy shots. And I said it before, that luck is the intersection of hard work and opportunity. You were given the opportunity, and we've seen those shots miss. So the fact that this one was on target, you have to hit it. But it's also different than what we've seen.
What a save from Creed, man. That was ridiculous, I thought. That save was crazy.
Way too close.
Yeah, Top Cheese now. He's going to go for the 50. It's a 3-2 game for Gentlemen. I mean, they were just down 1-2. 2 quick goals to respond is how you want to see it. Anxiety intelligently taking his space towards the midfield as Top Cheese was in the midfield, but Flitz was on the wall waiting for the force here. Flitz with the free ball, going to take a 50 forward. An awkward ball for Anxiety. Now, this could be a tough play.
Greened up to the top. A little bit of a shove out here. Great job from Gentlemen to get it off their side of the field.
Oh, man. Oh, man, what a save.
Now on offense, G-Man falling back, and it's going to be a tough one. Kobe on the clock. Flitz has the ball. Shoves it. Got stopped by G-Man. Still, Gentlemen up 1 goal.
It was an unbelievable save, but the job's not finished. They got 10 seconds to go. And Pinch Perfect sending the full house here. Everyone forward. Surreal over to Flitz. He can't find the angle, but it's still a loose ball in front of the net. Creed has no boost in the net now. Free shot for Surreal. He decides to pass it. Flitz with space and time. Gonna go off the sidewall. Surreal can't keep it. And Gentlemen win game number 5.
There it is, baby.
I said it. I said it, F. Dot. If
said
Gentlemen win game 5, we're gonna see a game 6 with a momentum-filled Gentlemen. We're now at game 6. The series is tied 3-2, but Gentlemen have all the momentum in the world.
Listen, big picture conversation was us saying, oh, Gentlemen got iced. They needed to warm up. And you know what? They should have done it sooner. But they done it. And now we're here in game 5. They take that one. I'm not going to say it looked easy, but it didn't look overwhelmingly laborious.
Yo, I play Rocket League for a living. What is laborious?
A lot of labor. You know, heavy lifting. You know,
okay. I don't know what laborious is, man. I mean, I just play Rocket League, man.
Listen, I gotta hang out with like Dazarin. You get big words and it happens, okay? So that's where we're at. But it didn't look easy by any stretch, but it didn't look ridiculously hard. Are you with me there?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thanks for asking if I'm with you, because I am with you now. But game 6, and we see 3-2 lead for Pinch Perfect. And we're going to get this game underway right now. But the thing that if you're just joining us that you don't realize is Pinch Perfect started the series 3-0. Gentlemen have won the last 2 games in a row with their backs against the wall and have all the momentum in the world now to potentially take this game to game 7 on a best-of-7 reverse sweep in the finals. This is unbelievable stuff here.
I mean, incredible amounts of momentum coming through here for G-Man, but, you know, this is really where we just get to see, is that all just passive talk? Flitz do it by himself!
Oh my gosh, and the touch into the ceiling here from Flitz. This is what I'm talking about, that pro level. The players have been starting to throw the ball into the ceiling, back to themselves to give themselves that extra option. Flitz throws it into the ceiling, into himself, off the back wall, into himself, into the net. All perfectly under control at the highest pace possible, and that is just unsavable for Gentlemen.
Oh my god, I thought we were going to see a replay. Flitz took it again up high, thought maybe. Instead, defense is there in time. We'll see,
and I mean, Pinch Perfect's doing everything they can, F-Dot, to ensure this doesn't go to game 7. I can't blame them. Gentlemen is feeling hot-handed now after coming out to a cold start. And game 7 could be dangerous for Pinch Perfect.
With that said, very important that Pinch Perfect was first on the board. Kind of setting the tone, like, all right, don't get ahead of yourself. We got it. You can win. Calm down. This is still our series. So very
100%.
important for Pinch Perfect to get on the board first. But Gentlemen have had control of this ball more so here than they seem to have had in the early stages of any of the games in this BO7. So right away, I'm seeing it.
I would argue, F-Dot, that this game is the most control that we have seen Gentlemen with the ball here. All the offense is Gentlemen, just consistently. I know Flitz gets the 1v3 outplay for the goal, but this game has been all Gentlemen. I mean, I'm looking at the ball, I'm looking at who's on it, and it's Gentlemen, 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 Gentlemen. Over and over. The Pinch Perfect side can barely work out of defense right now. It is shot after shot, and Gentlemen understand that they got to send the whole house if they're going to win this one.
A little slow there, but still, Gentlemen ball finally boomed out. And look who gets it. It's Creed. Anxiety's there in mid, but it's knocked down by Flitz.
Oof. Bit of a double commit there. That was close. That was close, F-Dot.
Little close. But close is not on point. So Surreal, cute downfield. Here's help, and Top Cheese brings it home for goal number 2.
And look what Flitz does in this position, right? He takes his time, recognizes they're awkward, pops it by one, and then bumps the defender. That is elite level ball knowledge from Flitz to stay composed under pressure, maneuver, and slice his way through the defense, open a hole for his team, and allow them to execute.
huge deal. Awesome seeing Gentlemen with possession the entire time. But what we're seeing from the other side is how little Pinch Perfect needs to work with to make something happen.
Which is really cool to see. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. But now we're at the halfway mark. And if Gentlemen lose this game, they lose the finals, and they're down by 2. Can they take it to Game 7 for the best of 7 reverse sweep, or is Pinch Perfect going to end their dreams and hopes here? Only time will tell, but G-Man is hoping to be the one that tells the story, hitting his ball up the field.
Ton of time as well, by the way. 2 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock. That might as well be an hour as far as the ability to score 2 goals in Rocket League. So the boys aren't concerned just yet, but they have to start turning something soon. We need to see 1 goal by 1:20 on the clock. Otherwise, I think it gets a little hairy.
I think it does get a little hairy indeed, but Creed's looking to make it happen. It's a touch off the ceiling, free shot for Anxiety, saved away though. It's a counterattack now. Creed has the boost. No one else has boost, but it's a shot. It's a goal. 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock. You can't be conceding here. Creed, I know he wants to get the offense going, but he's handed it right to Surreal. G-Man can't get back in time because Creed is last man, and now they're down by 3. But this is not a scoreline they're unfamiliar with. They were down by 3 in the series earlier. They're down by 3 in the game now. 3 is the lucky number for Pinch Perfect, or it's the lucky number for Gentlemen. We're going to find out here in a second.
Going to take a lot of labor to get out of this one, though. G-Man, I was content with 2. 3 is tough, but hey, they shorted up to 2. There's 1:20 on the clock. That's exactly what I said they needed with 2 left. So they let 1 goal go through, but they got 1 more. So now it's 1:20 on the clock with 2 goals to go. I think they can do it. This is what I was talking about.
F dot. I'd rather be in a position where I'm down by 3 and score 1 to bring it back within 2 than have the other team score the previous goal and be down 2-0. They have momentum in their favor now. This is all of a sudden winnable. It's a pass from Creed. It's a 50 from G-Man. Flitz is going to be there, but he doesn't have any boost to work with. Anxiety might have a beat here. Is going to go for the pre-jump. 1 minute left, F dot. 1 minute left. It's a good 50.
The fallback there was questionable. I want to see all-out aggression coming out from Gentlemen. I don't think they need to let off the gas. I think they need to go hard. I think they need to continue peppering this goal right here.
Oh, it's a bump of the last. It's a bump of the last man. Flitz has no boost. It's a free counterattack. Anxiety with the whiff, though. Oh, they're in a tough spot. 40 seconds. This is going to be rough, but it's doable.
Score here. If they score here, Gentlemen score here, this is a real game. Over the head of G-Man. He's got to fall back.
That's going to run the clock. That's going to run the clock.
Orange is just looking to play boomer ball. That's all they want to do.
Creed isn't in a position. Anxiety's awkward. This is back towards the middle. G-Man's going to go to the side. Creed doesn't have any boost to follow. Anxiety's in a tough spot. 20 seconds to go. They've got to get this ball forward now or this game's going to be over. This series is going to be over. The Quantum Esports Series Split 1's going to be over. 10 seconds to go. Creed towards the middle. Nobody's going to be there. G-Man can't follow. Anxiety. There's not enough time. And the Split 1 winner is going to be Pinch Perfect.
Oh my goodness, what a game. Incredible performance coming out from both of these squads. Pinch Perfect winds up bringing it home, and just a little too close for comfort, I think. If you're a Pinch Perfect fan, I think Flitz and the guys go home and go, congrats, we're watching the VOD. But a great show for us in the stands.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can see your webcam a little bit while we're casting. I don't know if you saw me, but I was jumping up in my chair between some of these goals. I was getting excited. That was a banger of a series. I know the last game of Game 6 was 4-1, but it easily could have been the other way. We easily could see a Game 7. We easily could have seen a best-of-7 reverse sweep in the finals, which is absolutely insane. But thank you, F. Dot, for joining me today, man. That was a crazy final.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thank you, Mizu, for having me. And, of course, thank you to the U.S. Space Force, who's putting up the money here. They've got this going on, as well as the Valorant tournament tomorrow. But what they're doing here is they're shining lights on Tier 2 players that really haven't gotten a chance to see their name in lights. So they got Big Boy Mizu out here. They got, you know, they dragged me out of the old closet, and they got me out here. So you get some cool commentators doing your thing. More importantly, showcasing the talent that's out there waiting in the wings for tier 2 world. So that's one of the coolest things. Shout out to the guys at the Space Force who do a lot of work for us as far as SIG int, satellites and all that stuff. They're not flying rocket ships to Mars. They're working GPS and stuff. And we found our way to the end here with Pinch Perfect and Gentlemen going to the grand finals. So this is a big tournament. This was just one half of it. There's 2 splits, Mizu. And Pinch Perfect and Gentlemen will both move on. And those 2 teams, Pinch Perfect, obviously with the higher seed.
Absolutely. And if you would like to get involved in the second half of this tournament, !split in the chat if you'd like to register. Spots are limited and they're filling up very fast. So if you'd like to be featured on my stream playing in the Quantum Esports Series, if you're a high-level player that wants to play, or even friends with a high-level player that thinks they have a chance at competing for $10,000, !split in the chat to get involved, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to miss registration because registration is going to fill up very, very quickly, especially after today. A lot of people really interested in the Quantum Esports Series. And I mean, it's an awesome event. Thank you, FDOT, for being here, man.
Yeah, thanks again. I mean, it was a blast. I think we get a chance to do it again. So in the future, we'll be back. We'll be calling some strong Rocket League stuff. I got a chance to see some old heads that I'm used to seeing. Shout out Flint, Top Cheese, and the boys. Of course, my man Knox is. But real talk, shout out to everybody that signed up for the tournament. All these players, very dope. Shout out to our friends at the Space Force, like I said. Shout out to Mizu for letting us, hang out in your living room and do this big show. And of course, shout out to y'all out in chat. If it was for you, we'd just be us. So thanks for hanging out.
100%. 100%.
That's it for me, man.
Yeah, thank you for being here, FDOT. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for chilling with me for the last 5 weeks, the 4 weeks of Swiss, and this last week for the finals. Shout out FDOT for being here. Shout out Decogon for the first 4 weeks. You were insane to follow as well. I appreciate you guys chilling. Thank you guys for hanging out. Huge shout out to Quantum Esports Series for putting it on. Thank you to the US Space Force for powering it. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching. Much love and peace.